guys, you know what time it is. It's your boy David at the Irish Hotspur, Ireland's #1 Spurs fan, bringing you the Tottenham fan phone-in show here at the Irish Hotspur. For all you fans there, just, reminiscing on yesterday's game and anything else Tottenham you guys want to talk out there. With co-host Jack. Jack, my man, how are things?
Keeping quite well, David. Unfortunately, you and I have been out of contact today due to, the Facebook kind of issues going on today. But at the end of the day, I was able to still release a video and looking forward to what the Harris Army has to say in terms of this, finally that victory that we've gotten, Dave. Honestly, it was a brilliant 3 points. I love the watch along that we had with Marcelo. I'm still probably, kind of recovering from a bit of the screams and some of the shouts that we had from, some of the blocks, to the goals and whatnot. But again, really want to know what the Harris Army has to say about maybe that 3 points.
No, 100%. Look, it was a good win yesterday. I was a bit MIA yesterday. I was too busy celebrating the results yesterday. It was the first one in a while. I really do get down when Tottenham lose. So, I do apologise. But look, yesterday was a good result. Plenty of positives to take from it going forward. I think Nuno maybe has found the formation the team needs to play, which is the 4-2-3-1. Harry Kane looked better on another day. He would have had a goal and an assist. For me, I thought Son was outstanding. Really stepped up to the plate yesterday. Skipping Højbjerg, perfect. Allowed Emerson and Reguilon to get forward. Emerson was crucial yesterday. Most touches out of any player on the pitch, which is insane for Emerson. Some people were saying, he didn't have a great game. He won the most free kicks as well. He definitely done his job yesterday, I have to say. I think, look, Romero was immense. I love how proactive he is, Jack. At one stage, I was kind of noticing it, right? But then at one stage when I really noticed it, because he was going and winning every header, and I was looking, I was like, he's the only one. But I tell you where I really noticed is there was one throw in they had, and he slipped. And not one of them took responsibility to go and win the header. And it was just bouncing around the box. Point. And then every time after that, when he didn't slip, he went and won it and got it cleared. I have to say, a huge plus for me.
Great point.
Eric Dyer in beside him. Look, I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced, to be honest with you. I think he still has to find his Romero's right partner. Ndombele question marks over that position. But look, there's 9 out of the 11 positions now that he knows who he can put in there going forward, which would be his best players. Look, the centre attacking midfield, Ndombele played in the 10 yesterday. I'll be honest with you, I wasn't wholly convinced. I think it could be a bit of a lottery between him and Lascelles. So, just kind of picked him, and hopefully he's picked them for the right game and they play well. But look, long term, I'm not too worried because Brian Hill will be in there. So I won't be too worried. But look, a very good result yesterday. I'm absolutely buzzing, as you can tell. Smile on my face. I won't shut up talking. But look, this is no better time to be alive when Spurs are winning, No better time. And plus, it puts them sewer rats who should be down in South London back in their box, celebrating being level points on us. Get out of it. Absolute muck savages. But no, look, everybody, make sure you do smash that like button. Make sure you smash that subscribe button. The big push for 5K is on, guys. Let's see how close we can get to it. And look, why not help support us with a super chatter too, guys? If the option is even available today, I don't even know if it is, Jack. We're having major internet outages all around the world right now, aren't we?
No, it's actually quite crazy. It's updating by the hour. As I was saying, David and I, solely communicate through WhatsApp, and, Facebook has totally let us down. It's been a bit of a blackout between David and I, and that's about, they just don't want us, to be theorizing about this win. They don't want us to be communicating about maybe what we learned from that match, how we can go forward. It's probably just because Spurs, maybe to a degree, Dave, after that win, probably broke the internet.
Yeah, that's probably it. Tottenham win, the whole world shuts down, Spurs fans out loud and proud. You could have sent out missing posters for me yesterday. You wouldn't have found me. I was too busy just sitting in the corner going, yes.
We love Tottenham, Dave. That's what it is. That's probably what it was. It was just our love was just radiating through the internet, and the internet couldn't take all that positivity.
Absolutely love it. But look, let's see what Harris Army members are here to join us. We have James. Quickly, before we do, guys, anyone that does want to come on and have their say, the link is up in the community section for members. Members first, depending on how long we go. Members do take priority, so the link is up there for you guys. After that, depending whether many members come on or not, I will drop the link in the chat for anyone else that does want to come on and have their say. James Redmond says yes, because he's genuine, whereas Kane is big-headed. And don't mention goats because there are none. Even Kane at his best was never a goal. He's on about what I titled the fan shows like, should Son be poster boy for Tottenham? Yeah, look, Kane and Son, they are the GOAT, lad. I don't care whether you agree or not, James Redmond. Kane and Son, they're the GOATs, lad, at Tottenham Hotspur. Kane's always been the GOAT for me, and he will always continue to be as long as he's at Tottenham Hotspur, my man. Adam McFarlane says, why does Alfie Devine even get in match day squad when Winks and Ali can? Don't get it. Yeah, I don't know why he doesn't get in, to be honest with you. Look, he shows more than what Harry Winks does anyway, that's for sure. So I'd definitely be putting him on the bench. But look, at the same time, if he's not going to get on the pitch, well then, look, why not give him the games in the under-23? I presume, when Nuno's maybe thinks he can make that impact, maybe he will put him on the bench and bring him on for some games, maybe, Adam. But I fully agree with you, man. Great point. Big yourself up.
Big up, Adam.
Dark Song G's in the building. Big up, Dark Song G, Jack. He says, come on, you Spurs. In current games, Son is more valuable than Kane. I loved how he showed passion to the fans at the stadium after the second goal. What do you want to say, Dark Song G, Jack?
I was just trying to mimic the celebration, but no one can do it better than Sonny, honestly, Dave. He's giving the fist bumps to the crowd. He was just absolutely hyping them up. To a degree, I kind of agree with Dark Sun G. Would we have seen Kane maybe doing that this season? Probably not. Seasons past, probably. And Dark Sun G, I really do agree. And as well, even his post-match review is brilliant. He's just becoming the face of Tottenham. And, just to maybe take a quote out of Philip's book, he just bleeds white and blue, Dave. Just bleeds it. You just cut his veins open. He's just pure Spurs through and through. He just, just wasn't, happened to be born in the UK or whatnot. So it just seems like ever since he moved from Bayer Leverkusen, he's just always seen this as his home. And to be honest, we're just so privileged to have him. We're so privileged to have him. And he's Mr. Clutch, Dark Sun G. He's Mr. Reliable. He's our Sonny.
Do you know what, Jack? Dark Song G and everyone else out there, it's really nice to have a player who genuinely loves being here, smiling all the time. Where's his heart on his sleeve when it comes to playing out there on the field for Tottenham Hotspur?
Right.
Really loves celebrating in front of the fans.
Right.
And of course, showed his dedication to Tottenham by signing that new contract as well. So it is really good to have a player who really does care about the club and love the club just as a fan does, I have to say. It is nice to see that. Big up, Dark Sun G. Brian C's in the building, says, David, you deserve that win, lad. 4-3-2-1, plus work rate, plus mentality, plus Romero, plus Emerson, plus leadership from Højbjerg and Son equals winning formula. I hope Nuno remembers it. Come on, you Spurs, we need this win. Yeah, look, Brian, honestly, I'll be honest, look, it was getting me down losing, like I said before, I don't mind losing as long as we lose in the right way. Look, to be honest with you, in my book, there's no right way of losing. I'll be honest with you, I hate it, I cannot stand it. But I can understand going down fighting and you lose by a worldie or, you know what I mean, something like that. I can take that, but what I can't take is the way we were going down. Not creating any chances, lackluster, no fight, no heart, no passion. You know what I mean? And look, I have to give it to them yesterday. There was heart, there was passion, there was desire, there was work rate. And, we were pressing as a team. How many times have we seen over the last few weeks one player pressing, he's looking around saying, where's everyone else? And they're back there breathing with Ndombele. You know what I mean? Gasping for air. Ridiculous stuff. At least yesterday, they were all at the one cause. So I have to say, Brian, I'm absolutely delighted. And I know you needed it too, my man. Big yourself up,
Gave
Brian.
us the math formula as well, Dave. I just had to look it up. The founder of mathematics. He's not only Socrates now. Had to look it up. He's now I think Archimedes or Archimedes as well. So there you go. That the founder of mathematics. A lot of us like to credit ourselves, David, as being very logical people and whatnot. And I would tell you, Brian C. right there, just absolutely laid out the logic right in front of us.
Yeah, big up Socrates. Big up Socrates. Ganesh Prabhu says that was a great moment. Dark Sun G watched the celebration many times. Zanuska says, evening all. Do you know what celebration I love, Ganesh? I have to say, is Højbjerg's. I just love the knee slide, lad. Good old-fashioned, simple. You know what I mean? Yeah, I've scored a worldie. What about it? You gotta love that too. You gotta love it.
Doesn't even go to the corner as well, Dave. Just goes in the straight direction as well, just parallel turn as well. Love that. Well said.
It's like I expected this. I knew today when I got out of bed, I felt good. He got the same feeling I got when I got out of bed yesterday. Big up Højbjerg. Zanuska Ramchunder says, evening all. Definitely think Son is like our poster boy now. He loves Spurs, is a real leader, and plays incredible football. Come on, you Spurs. Come on, you Harris Army. Come on, you Flat Cap Army. Big ups.
Big ups and he's got a legend.
We have Kuva99. Big up, Kuva. The jokester of the pat. He says, I love Kane and all he's done for us, but can't deny that Son is the main man right now. Yeah, I can't, but I still love Harry. That's for sure. Dark Son G says, Ganesh to go. Oh, he's just speaking to Ganesh. David's in the building. Big up, Dahi. He says, Son is our main man right now. I saw a lot of positives from Kane. Though give him time, he will find his form after the international break. We need both of them to compete for anything this year. Yep. No, look, 100%. I fully agree. Look, the two of them help each other shine. When one's on the ball, it gives the other team someone else to worry about. So it creates space for them and everything else. Look, we need the two of them to play together. I couldn't agree more, David. Very sensible comment.
Well said.
Very sensible, I have to say. Very sensible.
It comes from David, it comes from a fellow David of the David Army, and it's always sensible.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they one of the foot soldiers of the David Army. Pick yourself up, my man. Jiminy says, my answer, yes, F yes. I can't do it just yet, but F yes. He was our poster boy. Big up, Jiminy, my man. I hope things are well with you and the family. What a man.
Hope you're keeping well, Jiminy.
In the building. Come on, you Spurs. Big up, lads. Big up, Ken, the long shot. Hope things are well, man. Hope things are well. Anyone that has badges beside their name, guys. David, Jiminy, Kane, the long shot, Kuva99, Brian C. I'm calling you out, guys. Come on and have your say, guys. Yet to see you make an appearance. Come on. The regulars in the building says, even though Son is 100% the main man at the moment. The passion is here. Come on, you Spurs. I have to get to this super chat first, and then I will get. No, I won't. I'll keep going through the comments, and then I'll get to the super chat.
I can get to it if you need, Dave. I can hold on.
Mr. Edwardson says the Irish Hotspur. Hi, David. Hi, Jack. Big up, Mr. Edwardson. Rohan Kumar says playing FIFA 22 while having Don Dave and Mr. Flatcapeurotalk on the speakers the day after 3 points. What more can you ask for, guys? Look, man,
vibes.
DAV on the MIC, lad. You know what I mean? That's what it's all about, lad. Absolutely rocking the speakers, lad. Absolutely blowing up the gaff.
The vibes.
Absolutely love it.
The vibes just sound immense, Rowan Kumar. The vibes just sound immense, honestly. That just sounds perfect. The best maybe FIFA 22 commentary you need. No Martin Tyler necessary. Just need David the Don Hotspur just speaking over the speakers there.
Absolutely love it. That's one way of listening to us anyway. That's for sure. Big up Seb. He says, big up David and Jack back in action for a top show. Hit the likes, Yid Army. Come on, Seb. Make sure you smash that like. We're back to winning way. We're back to winning ways. Come on. Golden Cock says, big up the Harris Army, Flat Cap Army. Son has to be the poster boy for sure. The guy's love for the club and fans is clear to see. Hashtag Yid for life. Absolutely love it, Golden. AG is in the building, says Kane has been terribly advised. He was let down in the summer, but Man City probably destroying his legacy. He needs to double down and reaffirm his love for Spurs. Unless, what is he? Look, trust me, it's coming. Do you know, I made a good point on We Are Tottenham TV. Yes, I'm not really one for tooting my own horn, but I have been on form lately. And what I have to say is that, look, with Harry Kane, maybe it's a blessing in disguise. Maybe he comes back after the international break, starts banging in the goals, and it's at the perfect time because we're just outside top 3. That's all I'm going to say on that one, guys. I'll leave that one linger in the lines. Who else have we got in here? Marcelo, big up. He says, quick answer to the question. Yes, Son is the post. I knew Marcelo will be absolutely all over. I knew it. Big up, Marcelo. Hope things are well, my man. And if you're on your way to work or you're in work, hope you're having a good day, buddy. Michael is in the building. He says, yes. Mary McGee's in here. Says, big up, lads. Come on, you Spurs. Tom Harris says, evening, lads. Hope you enjoyed your day with the wife, David. Yeah, look, any day with the wife is always a good one, if you know what I mean. Big yourself up, Tom. Max says, big win yesterday. Come on, you Spurs. It was a huge win for us. Huge win for Nuno too. Dan says, come on, you Spurs. Missed the game because I had tickets to an NFL game, but watch back today. Great performance. Not good enough, Dan. You know, Tottenham. I know I'm only messing, man. I hope you had a good day. I hope you enjoyed yourself. And I hope you enjoyed rewatching that win. You've got Mr. Simon.
Hopefully you enjoyed it, with a few cans or whatever you're doing, Dan, and just to enjoy maybe the last few days of summer. Now, I guess, approaching fall now, maybe autumn time, I guess is what we call it. So, Dan, and I honestly understand it's the best time of year, to at least enjoy that weather before it, goes away. Big yourself up.
No, it sure is. Big up, my man. Mr. Simon, number 7, you're being too kind to the Mucks with the Muck Savage comment. Mr. House says, wishing everyone a great day.
Big up,
Same to
Mr.
you,
House.
Mr. House. It's always a good day. Look, it's a good week. It's a good week and a half now because Tottenham won. I can just chill out, vibe out. You know what I mean? International break. It's like a holiday. It's like being in school and getting the midterm break, baby. Fresh kid.
And a good grade as well, and then you just write out the good grades, tell, the parents about it right away, Dave. You know what I mean? And you just ride out the vibes. Exactly.
No, that's what it's all about, lad. Look, even Ireland losing tomorrow won't put me in a bad mood, but we won't because we're playing guitar. Surely we'll win that one. Fresh Kid TV says, Sonny is our poster boy. Look, it's looking like it. Premier Hotspur TV, big up, Simon. Hope things are well, my man. Says, yes, Mr. Harrison Jack. Great win yesterday, but I'm not getting overhyped because this is Tottenham we are talking about, guys. No, look, I'll be honest with you. Look, I'm just going to ride in this train until there's no coal to put in and there's no steam coming out of my steam train, my man. Look, I will ride it all the way. Look, I'm at the point now where things have just got kind of hard over the last couple of years. I'm just going to enjoy every victory, every single one of them. Because, look, when the games come back, I could enjoy one on a Sunday and be pissed off on a Wednesday. It's just the way it could be. So I'm just going to enjoy the absolute living shit out of them. Like I said, until the wheels come off, baby. That's what I'm doing right now. Jack, what about you?
Look, Simon's more of a reasonable guy than us.
Simon's
more of a reasonable guy than us, Dave. He's much more cool-headed than us. He doesn't let 3 points like this. Kind of like Dark Sun G in a way. Where he's very level-headed, very wise. So Simon, I think you're completely in your own right. I'm pretty sure everyone agrees with you. We kind of like Hoy Beer said, it's acceptable, Simon. It's acceptable. We got to build on it from there. I totally agree with you. But at the same time, I kind of cut from the same cloth as David, where I just like to get over the moon over it. Just kind of get ahead of myself about it and just continue to ride the vibes until they just burn out. So, Simon, don't pour any water on these coals that David and I are burning right now, but eventually we will be calmed down and we'll become a bit more reasonable.
Big up, Simon. I hope things are well, my man. Anthony Keywood says, going to the new ground in December. Can't wait, boys. Well, my man, enjoy yourself. I've only been around it. I haven't had the privilege of being in it yet. So make sure you enjoy it. Take plenty of photos, man, and just enjoy it. Everyone else is, so why can't you, my man? Guys, David, Dark Sun G, the likes Kaguma, if you can please help translate here, and so we can communicate with this guy, that would be absolutely
And welcome to the Harris
awesome.
Army as well. And welcome him to the Harris Army, or she. Welcome them to the Harris Army. Yeah, please, if you could help us out with that, would be very greatly appreciated. But we want everybody to feel included.
No, 100%. Everyone definitely be included. William Kelly with the super chat, with the big one. Big up, William Kelly. Really appreciate the support, brother. And hope you're vibing hard at the minute. You were as low, if not lower than me after them 3 games, so I hope you're absolutely ecstatic right now. I hope you're running down, Brisbane Bay absolutely bollock naked with a bottle of rum in your hand, enjoying yourself, man. But he says, got home yesterday and watched the match. Very good performance. Thought Romero looked really good, but for me, Dyer is a liability. No position awareness, especially for the goal. Emerson played well. Jack, what would you say to William?
I mean, William, I know you were enjoying your day out with, with the sun, having just just that nice, bit of sunshine, bit of days out that, I know you definitely deserve, being a hardworking man yourself, especially probably, have to tune in, especially for Spurs, when you probably should be getting a bit of sleep, getting ready for the next day, but you still somehow are able to wake yourself up for this club. And finally, you were rewarded, William Kelly. Finally, you were rewarded for all that hard work. And then as well, I just thought Romero was absolutely immense. I mean, you can maybe tell me again, William Kelly, what you thought maybe he did, especially unique, but he just was clearing every ball, was just, practically walking out Danny Ings on a leash, letting him know where to go, and just, taking him down everywhere he needed to. And then I just thought Emerson, it was finally brilliant to see 2 fullbacks have a good performance. And we haven't seen that in a long time, maybe since the likes of Danny Rose and Kyle Walker. So, William Kelly, let me know what you think of those comments. I thought Emerson was spectacular, and Romero was just the no nonsense, brilliant, hardworking, just mean center back that we've been looking for. A mean center back, Dave. That's what we need. A bit of that Vidic mentality, maybe from the old days. That's what he seems to have, William Kelly. A bit of that old age kind of mentality.
Honestly, Romero should be on an advert for Actimel, to be honest with you. He's absolutely brilliant. He's so proactive. I absolutely love it. Emerson, look, like I said, most touches out of any player on the pitch, most free kicks drawn yesterday, or one as well. You know, and what I loved about Emerson William is not like Doherty, not like Courier, where they used to pass the ball inside and shirk responsibility. He went on the outside and dragged us up the pitch every single time, and that's what I like to see, because sometimes the easy option inside is not on. Dyer, look, I'll be honest with you, I'd like to see Tanganga and Roden fight it out to be Romero's partner, to be honest with you. I really would. And look, very good performance. Like I said, a lot of positives to take away from it, William. You know, look, we created chances. That's the main thing. We keep creating chances. The goals will keep coming, my man. And that's what it's about. But big yourself up, William Kelly. And I hope you're enjoying yourself, buddy. Gagoom in the building. Big up, Gagooma. Dark Sung G is in here with the super chat. He says, now I have to wait for Reggie and a Tanganga goal. Yeah, look, you got one off the list just there, Pierre-Emile Højbjerg. You know, he got to run around and, you know, honestly start slapping himself with pillows, you know, after Son scored. Absolutely loving life. Absolutely loving it. Look,
check one off the list.
If we can knock one off a week, you know, that'd be absolutely brilliant, my man.
There you go, Dark Sunji. Checked one off the list. We said that to you in the watch along as well. I remember that list that you had. It's the best list I've ever heard. You know, which players you want to see score in front of the, you know, the home faithful. Reggie, I think for me, is next. I think Tanganga has lots of time to do it, especially we're just going to see a thunderbolt header. I bet what Tanganga's is going to be. But with Reggie, I just want to see him maybe to a degree probably score maybe a worldie like he did in terms of the form of an own goal. You know, he did that against Bill. He scored the best own goal I've ever seen. Maybe he could do something actually going into the opposition that next time where it's a bit of an outside the foot shot, you know, just curls it into top bins. That's what I want to see from Reggie.
No, 100%. Big up, Dark Zone G. I will keep welcoming in some Harris Army as we get through the super chats. Tony Costello's in the building. Raymond Simpson is in the building. Kev Williams in here. Blake Darcy, big yourselves up. Jimmy, get in contact with me, my man, and I'll hook you up. Don't worry about that, lad. Dark Zone G says also a Romero goal from a corner kick. Look, I don't think Romero's first goal probably will come from a corner. The mad fucker will probably end up running up the pitch and ballooning one into the top bins. You know, that's what I'd say from Romero, Dark Zone G. That's what I expect, my man. I definitely can see it coming. Look, honestly, he will blow the roof off the place once he scores. He's loved by a lot of Spurs fans, I have to say. But keep moving. But big up for the support, my man. Mr. Sirius.
Let me know the order, Dark Sunji. Let me know the order. If you had to pick between Reggie, Tanganga, and then Romero, which one would you want to see first? Personally, I think it's me. It goes Reggie, Tanganga, Romero. That's how I would go about it. But let me know, Dark Sunji.
No, do let us know. Apocalypse Now is in the building. Big yourself
Great
up.
name.
Bryce is in here. Good morning, my man. In for the therapy session. No therapy today, lad. It's all, you know, we've got the Spurs love goggles on today, my man. Spurs love goggles on until we lose again. Spurs 72 is in the building. Big up. He says, evening, Jack and David. Dinner time and the wife is staring at me. Big up the chat, 100%. Have a great stream, guys. At moment, son is Tottenham. Absolutely love it. She's probably sitting there listening to my voice coming out of the screen. And she's just after preparing him a big, nice steak dinner with fried onions, chips, pepper sauce, the works, lad. And he has us sitting there not even appreciating the dinner.
No, he is, Dave. He's appreciating it. But Spurs 72, he just vibes out with everybody. He's vibing out with me and Tommy Talks Ball Chat and whatnot. Legend. He's a real legend. He's a real legend. Pick yourself up, Spurs 72. Don't you worry. You know, I'm sure you got plenty of good excuses up in the bank. And, you know, honestly, the Harris Army is the best excuse there is. I'll tell you that, Spurs 72, the best excuse there is.
That's for sure. Big yourself up, my man. What a legend. Absolutely love it. Thanks for the support as well, my man. Yeah, really appreciate it.
Appreciate you.
And same as you, William Kelly and Dark Sung G. Dark Sung G again. He says, hopefully Pierre-Emile Højbjerg can keep on scoring. His celebration showed real passion and how he wants to fight for the badge. Delhi's pen, Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, is worse than Pierre-Emile Højbjerg's goal against Villa. Yeah, no, look, you know, I have to say, I really love the celebration. It's old school, it's simple, sends out a statement, and it's just kind of like, yeah, this is what I'm going to start producing on a regular basis. You know, a sort of celebration, full of confidence, full of arrogance, and that's what I want to see in a Tottenham jersey, Jacko.
There it is. And also you know, he's quite humble as well, Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, because a lot of people are saying he probably should have played Kane. You know, he kind of even Højbjerg made a joke about that. He was saying whoever played him, I think it was Lucas or Sonny, he was saying, well, he was just trying to imitate maybe the pass that should have been played, for someone else instead of him. And then Højbjerg was like, I guess I got to take care of this, lads, continue to do the dirty work. And in this case, it was, it's the cleanest it could work, just a nice, tidy finish. Like I said, Dark Sunji was like tucking in his kids at night, just giving them that beautiful, bottom corner kind of finish. And Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, like I said, to me, he's just a god. I think Sonny is also an absolute god as well. We just have two absolute celestial beings on the pitch. And in the case of Højbjerg, it's just the goal that we all needed in front of the faithful. Just proved maybe a lot of the doubters wrong when it comes to Højbjerg. It's just the guy he's just sensational. He's my dad. He's my dad, Dark Sunji.
Mr. Davies, if you are watching, come on and have your say about the Pierre-Emile Højbjerg masterclass yesterday.
I'll be a lot nicer this time. I'll be a lot nicer.
Really appreciate it, lad. Mikatawa's in the chat says, did we find our best 11? I'd say 9 for sure anyway. Big up Derek Hutchinson. Big up Sue Smith, Evening, David and Jack. Sonny, easily our best, most influential player. Love the guy. Yeah, you do. I have to say you're a massive fan. Dark Sung G says he just wrote Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, Lucas and son's name. That's the guy up the
Appreciate
top.
you even putting that in a super chat as well, Dark Sung G, because we saw your comment as well. So really big yourself up. I actually really do appreciate you doing that. We were going to find it, and we got lots of translators in the comments, David. It proves that we need to become better with our languages. Maybe start to start some, maybe some kind of a language learning on the side, for us, so we can maybe become a bit better, so we don't have to rely on the Harris Army. But like I said, Harris Army is a very educated group, practically the most intelligent army there is. So, we can rely on them when it comes to situations like this. But appreciate you guys giving him a warm welcome, or she giving them a warm welcome. Really do appreciate it, Dark Sun G.
Legend, Dark Sun G. We have Testman Gadget, Villa Game Show. Delhi has no place in the team, nor does Endon Belly. Both lost causes. Couldn't agree more, my man. Shane O'Neill says some amount of videos these days, lads. Look,
it's actually been down. It's been down
a
bit.
Let me know if you think it's too much or do you want more, because we have plans for more. We want to up it, more and more and more. But look, if it's too much, do let us know. Let us know, guys. Connor Cusack says, big up the Irish Hotspur. Everybody in the chat, smash that like button and subscribe. If you don't subscribe, you want Enoch in. Big yourself up, Connor, my man, legend. Big Papa's in the building. Philip said it yesterday. Romero's will be world class. Rodner's our second best centre back, has a lot of potential. Dyer's a good squad player. Look, Philip is the voice of reason. What a man, what a guy, what a legend. He's absolutely brilliant. And thank you so much, Philip, if you are watching, for filling in. But look, we will keep absolutely ploughing through this. Things are building up here, and we do have some guests to get on as well. Dark Sun G says after the break, we have 4 away games in a row. Newcastle in the Premier League Conference League, West Ham, Burnley. Hope we win all of them before United at home. Yeah, look, Newcastle we should be slapping up. I'll be honest with you. If we don't, I'll be absolutely raging. I don't want to even hear any of this. You can't take anything for granted. They're absolutely crap. We better be smacking them. Conference League should be winning. West Ham, that's going to be a tough one. But look, I want to restore some order around here in London. I really do, because I'm sick of them guys. Absolutely sick of them guys, with their hot iron rods out at the minute, thinking they're deadly. And then look, Ginger, Sean Dyche at Burnley, we should be beating in the Carabao Cup. And look, the United one, then, you know what? They're doable, They're doable. They do concede goals. Ole Gunnar Shoeshiner, is he the right man? Hopefully he keeps the job until we beat them anyway. That's
He's
for
the
sure.
Right man to lose to us. He's the right man to lose to us. I'll tell you that. He's the right man to drop points to us. But yeah, Dark Sun G, West Ham is going to maybe be the toughest one, I would say, before United. I think that would be the one. If we were able to get some 3 points against them, be maybe a good turnaround, fantastic turnaround. But also as well, Dark Sun G, the scouting as always by the guy, the information machine. He's just absolutely vital. He's vital.
He is. He must have his own little office there with about 10 screens. Big up, Dark Sun G. What a legend. JJ's in the building. Ian Ferguson's in here. Big yourself up. Kev Williams says, beating the woman off since buying the flat cap Friday. Oh, yeah. That's what I was saying to him. Remember, Jack, he ordered the flat cap, and I was saying, Jez, lad, you'd be baiting the women off, when you go out. He's absolutely rocking the flat cap. Absolutely love it, lad. I'd say you have to, we're out there with the fly squatter, telling them, go away, leave me alone. What I mean? Look, you just need to add the best cologne in the business to that then, lad. Honestly, You know what I mean? You'd be walking along the lobby, chasing after you. It'd be like a big game of kiss cats around your city centre, my man.
Also, the Spurs ladies, to anybody that wants to know, at top of the league as well. So absolutely, Spurs right now, top of the moon. On both sides of Spurs football. So we're top of the moon, Dave. Top of the moon.
Absolutely love it. Tin Man 007's in the building. Tottenham in crisis with the worst team in ages in 8th, while Aston are still celebrating the win from last week, sitting in 11th. Enjoy your DVD, fellas. 100%. Look, they're absolute sewer rats, lad. They're absolute sewer rats, so they are. Send them back where they belong, which is South London. The Nigerian Englishman says, big up Spurs lot. Should you start playing without Kane and try and sell him in Jan as you have played better without him? No way, lad. Look, this last time I'm going to say this is this conversation would not be entertained at any other club around world football with their talisman up there. It just wouldn't be entertained, so I'm not going to entertain it anymore unless I'm really forced on the issue, to be honest with you. K. Balak, big yourself up. Who else have we got here? Simon says he loves to see the positivity and passion. Big yourself up, my man. Absolutely love it. Fen from Everton Football's in. Big up, Fen. I hope things are well, my man. I hope things are good with you, brother. We have Harrison Bates in the building. Big yourself up, lad. Who else have we got here? Let me see. Shamu's in. The moderator, Shamu, the mod. I want to see the Harris Army Irish elbow the like button and get us over the 100 likes. Come on, you flat cap army. Come on, you Harris
Appreciate
Army.
all the thankless work you do, Shamu. Appreciate all the thankless work you do. But everybody, like David was saying, you listen to Shamu. He's practically the Don in the comments. The version of the Don Harris in the comments. So there you go. Must listen to Shamu, whatever he says.
No, 100%. Root T says, how do you feel about Nuno now after the Villa win? Look, he's showing some positives anyway. That's for sure, Root. Look, if hopefully he's just noticed that certain players you just can't play anymore. They're more of a liability than a help to the team. So hopefully he's learned that going forward, Root. Dylan Harris, one thing I noticed yesterday is a lot of empty seats, probably from the recent results. Yeah, 100%. I was saying beforehand, I was saying it to you, Jack, that they couldn't sell the tickets and they stopped taking the tickets on the ticket exchange as well because they weren't taking the season ticket holders ones because they couldn't even sell their own. So they're in a bit of a sticky situation there. Kelly JTV says difficult for Kane to play well for Spurs when he feels such hatred for Levy. Yeah, that's a fair point. That is a fair point. Russian Bear's in the building. Good to see you, Russian Bear. Long time no see. Easily the best Spurs channel around. Keep it up, lads. Ooh. Russian Bear, where have you been, my man? Where have you been? Let me know. Hope things are well with you, buddy. And thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Jack, you want to say that to Russian Bear?
There's so many fantastic names in the Harris Army, but Russian Bear is probably top 3, I would say. Just absolutely top 3. I would probably say there's probably no person in the Harris Army that could probably do a better 619, on any person than the Russian Bear, Dave. And also as well, Russian Bear, really do appreciate you just sending in the support like this. It actually, you don't understand how much it really does help us that, super chats, as well as just people commenting, people liking, leaving a comment down on the video down below. It goes a really long way. As much as you might not think it does, it certainly really goes a really long way. It keeps David and I going. And Russian Bear, appreciate you recognizing maybe the work that we're doing over here really as well. Really do appreciate you. Honestly, legendary Russian Bear. Big yourself up.
Yeah, what a man. Big yourself up, Russian Bear. Really appreciate it. Genuinely hope you are keeping well, buddy. Haven't seen you in a while. But big yourself up, my man. But look, guys, we are going to start bringing on the guests, but make sure everyone is absolutely obliterated to pieces. Smash that like button. Absolutely kill that subscribe button. Drop the elbow on it. Give it a kick. Whatever you like to do. Just make sure you hit it. It doesn't matter. And guys, with what the guests are saying, make sure you interact. Get your comments in. We will bring them up. But guys, honestly, look, if I'm in the desert and there's one bottle of water and there's 2 of us, I'm paying that other guy how much he wants to be able to take that bottle of water. It's that simple. So, guys, if you want to skip the chat, get straight to the top of the queue, and you want what you need, which is a fix, from myself and Jack, whoever, to answer your comments, guys, why not send it in a super chat? It is a great way to help support us. And like I said, it jumps you to the very top. But don't worry. I know it's a big, bad world out there. Not everybody can. Not everybody lives in a location where it's an option. So, guys, don't worry. I will keep bringing up everybody's comments. That's one promise I do make here, guys. But big yourselves up, chat. But look, I'd say you're sick of listening to me and Jack. Jack, if you have anything else to say before we get on the first guest.
I would just say maybe another reference would be, it's the last pint of Guinness day before they change the keg. Who's going to have the last one? It's probably going to be me, Dave. Knowing myself, knowing my family roots and whatnot, it's going to be me. So I would just say, if you need to maybe pay that extra euro, extra €2, I would just say it's exactly what I would do personally, being the fiend myself. So there you go, everybody. But I would say, like David said, we continue to try to put the comments up, continue to try to address your comments. But when things do heat up, when we're also trying to speak to the guests as well, it does get a bit hectic. So if you want to skip the queue, like David said before, and even also help out the channel and continue this channel's progress, feel free to do so. Really would help it a lot. But again, we will always bring up the Harris Army's comments.
And as well, guys, just to add to that, look, if you want to get your channel membership and get on the fan show, guys, it is pinned up. The link is pinned in the description, guys. So just hit that link, grab your channel membership, come on and have your say. Any channel members out there, guys, the link is in the community section. Just simply go check it out, click the link, come on and have your say, guys, as well. And look, if there's not many members in tonight, we will put it out there for everyone else. And hopefully we get a few more people on to have their say. This is what it's all about. Big up Brian C as well. What a man.
But we have the comedian of the Harris Army that's about to join us now, Dave. We have one of the, the stand-up comedians of the Harris Army.
Won't be too happy to hear you say that, Jack.
Maybe not.
Like you're cheating on him now. But look, let's bring him on. Chris, my man, how are things, buddy?
All right, lads. How you doing?
Oh, absolutely vibing, lad. Loving life, as you can tell. Big smile on your face.
I just need to say one thing to Jack. Jack, it's going to be a brawl between me and you for who gets that last pint of Guinness, by the way. Just let's get that out of the way first.
Looks like we're going to be bidding. It's almost like going to be an auction.
Yeah.
It's going to be an auction.
Who bids €1? Who bids €2?
Chris is paying 300% more for that last one, and then I have to wait that extra 5-7 minutes for the guy to change the keg. I'll even tell you, especially if it's a bigger bar, Chris, they have to walk really long ways, even carry it sometimes. Some bartenders, they have to carry it on a dolly because kegs weigh over almost like 200 pounds sometimes. So I'll just say, I probably would pay that extra. I would pay that extra just to not wait that long.
Jack, I wanted the old Texan way where they just roll it down the bar at me. That'll be all good.
Figure yourself up,
look, Chris. What's your thoughts on yesterday's game, man? Are you happy?
I'm happy with the result. Glad to see Pierre smacking that goal in the bottom corner. Glad for the own goal. But still, David, I have to admit, I don't want to put a down on it, but I'm still a bit annoyed with the players from last week where they haven't been fully exonerated yet. They need to put more performances like that to bring up the confidence, because one result's good, but we want to see the next three the same. High press, attack, score goals. And I have to say, Romero's a beast in defense.
How much do you
He's an absolute animal. Oh, do you know what? I would start him every single game. I would. He's just even that tackle that he put in it, even though he scored, that was a mean crunching tackle. That's exactly what we need.
Even Chris, though, that also maybe take yourself back to that point where he took that block as well off the stomach from that Matty Target volley. I felt like I heard thunder around the stadium, that when it went off his abs like that. The guy is just immense.
Yeah, definitely. And if that hit Dyer, he would have run off to the toilet. Do you know what I mean? So it's all good. See, the comedy element's back again.
Certainly so. I mean, Chris, even just to touch on that, it felt like, Romero was even, most players, they would probably try to, give a big deep breath, for the cameras to show how much it hurt or something. Felt like Romero is just that much of a, so much pride within him that he wasn't even trying to, wince. He didn't even try to wince from it. The guy,
he just dusted himself down. He just dusted himself down and said, "What was that?" Right, let's get the next tackle in.
Exactly.
He was so focused on getting each tackle in, and do you know what? 99% of tackles were accurate.
That's what I was going to say. Even maybe, Chris, let's take yourself, to that moment where we did concede to Ollie Watkins. A lot of people saying Romero took a huge, part in the goal, that we conceded. I kind of agree, but it felt like, that was the first tackle he missed all night. Yeah,
there was the first tackle he missed, but Dyer ultimately should have been there to clear it. He'd done a similar thing against Leeds when we got smacked 3-0 by them last time at their ground.
I agree.
It was Dyer's mistake last time. He's like a statue. So really, if anything, that was Dyer's responsibility to be covering for Romero, and he didn't do it again. I'm starting to wonder, though. All serious jokes aside, I'm just starting to wonder: is Dyer the liability in the defense? Maybe he should be Tyler Tanganga or Rodon starting in front of him.
I kind of agree with that. I do agree with that. I mean, if you were to pick between, let's say, Rodon, Sanchez, maybe Tanganga for a back four, let's say, for that 4-2-3-1, who would you go for?
I have to say, I'll go with Joe Rodon because he can make the odd mistake now and again, but Tanganga, he's a bit too rash, and he's like the junior version of Sanchez, where he makes a rash tackle too quickly, but Rodon's more sensible with it. And
yeah, I do agree with that, actually. I actually do agree with that. Maybe before we get to Tin Mans, would you say in Tanganga's case, is he maybe more suited if we were to do a back three, back five? Maybe that's when you would fit him in at center back?
Quite possibly. If we're playing a back three, then I would push Tanganga in with Joey Rodon and Romero.
There you go.
But then again, I have to say Emerson as well, a blinding performance.
Yeah, it was. But look, before we get on to Emerson, I have one bone to pick with you. Everything you were saying is music to my ears. But do not say Tanganga's a young Sanchez. I can't have that. Look, he's a young Ledley King. Put some respect on the guy's name. But I do agree with you about the...
David, he's too rash. He's too rash with some of the tackles he puts in. And that's where the element of Sanchez comes in, where Sanchez has got that rush of blood to his head as well, where he makes that same mistake. And if Tanganga cuts out of his game, I would start Tanganga, Romero, and Rodon in the back three. No questions asked.
Yeah. Look, for me, I think Emerson, unfortunately, he's had that good of a game yesterday. He probably has taken the right back spot because he can give you a bit more going forward than Tanganga, to be fair to him. But look, Tanganga can now go for that centre-back position where he actually sees himself playing, which is a plus for him. But I do agree with you. Look, anytime Rodon's come in, especially last season, he looked like our best defender. Look, unfortunately, he was frozen out by Ryan Mason. He picked up an injury coming into the start of this season, but hopefully long-term he can be the partnership inside Romero, because I agree with you. I actually think it'll be an unbelievable partnership. And with Rodon as well, he's proactive, he's not reactive, so it's good. But look, Chris, what were you impressed with by Emerson yesterday, my man? Oh, I'm sorry, let's take this super chat from Tin Man 007, because he says, big up, Chris. Great
big
result.
Up, Tin Man.
He says, great result yesterday, Chris, but was more happy with the performance. Let's push on now. Come on, you Spurs.
Big up, Tin Man 007. Yeah, definitely happy with the result yesterday and happy with the performance. It was more attacking than what we were doing normally. And we didn't sit back and just on that one goal lead. We actually went and pushed for more. Okay, their goal was unfortunate, but we still pushed on. And we were drawing level for what, 6 minutes, if that. And we still went back up.
Yeah.
And considering Villa's form, that's a very good result.
It is. It is the 1-2 on the bounce coming into this. But big up
They
Tin Man.
beat United away.
Yeah, 100%, lad. Big up Tin Man 007. Really appreciate the support, brother. And I hope you enjoyed meeting Regular and Kane at the premiere there last week, my man. Big yourself up at the James Bond premiere. But look, Chris, back to yourself, my man. Go on, take it away.
See, Emerson, the way he was running down that wing, he was cutting inside, and he can actually cross. And he was unlucky not to score as well. It was only for the fact that a good goalkeeper saved and stopped him getting his debut goal as well.
Yeah. And come here. I'm not sorry, go on.
So I think Emerson's going to nail down that right back position. I think he will.
Is it because also, I mean, to a degree, as much as, David highlighted that, he's maybe a bit better going forward than Tanganga, I thought he actually still got pretty stuck in, the majority of the match as well, Chris, don't you think?
He put some mean tackles in as well, and he took some for the team as well, which for any Tottenham player to take one for the team, that's appreciated.
It doesn't happen too much. It doesn't happen too much.
If that was Harry Stinks, he would have been running in the opposite direction.
Yeah. I couldn't agree more. But look, Chris, a lot of people, the Harry Kane performance, a lot of people are very, very, on either side of the fence on this. What do you make of Harry Kane's performance yesterday? I'm
not convinced by Harry Kane. I think his head's still at Man City, to be honest with you. He just still looks like he's still got that slight disinterest. His form's slowly coming back. Slowly, but it's like he's took his foot off the gas and he just hasn't put it back down again. Because At the moment, what he's actually doing to himself is actually hindering himself because he's actually lowering his asking price by putting these performances in. Because nobody's going to pay that 150 million if they see him putting lazy performances in.
Yeah.
And as much as I love Harry Kane, he needs to restart taking his head back out of the clouds and start playing for Tottenham Hotspur because that's who he's employed by.
Do you not think though on another day, like, you know, he would have had a goal anyway because he should have finished that chance. But if
he should have finished that.
If someone had took the chance that Kane laid on him before that, on another day he could have came out with 1 goal, 2 assists, Chris.
Yeah, he could have done, but he just hasn't got that attitude at the moment where he's wanting to do it. It seems like he's still his foot's off the gas, and he's like, yeah, I'm here, but I'm not really here.
Yeah,
I'm not really bothered if I score or not. Maybe he's sticking his fingers up at Daniel Levy, but that ain't the professional attitude to have.
Yeah. Do you know what? I think, you know, I disagree with you on that anyway. Look, I actually do think, you know, I just think he's starting slow, like he always does, to be honest with you. He's had no preseason. You know, we have to remember that. You know, he's only kind of getting into the swing of things now. He's already got like 6 goals already this season. You know, and like I said, he was pinging. He had some long range shots yesterday and could have easily came out with a goal and 2 assists. You know, and even when balls were pinged up to him, he was holding them up, playing others in. I actually think he actually had a good game.
David, look, right now, normally if he has a slow start to the season, August and September is his dry spells. October is when he starts to kick into high gear. And at the moment, he's not in that high gear. He's in about 2nd or 3rd gear, and he's just plodding along nicely. But you know what? I think as soon as he gets his first goal in the Premiership, it might change his attitude. It might just change him around. But time will tell with him. I'm not going to say drop him just yet. I'm not going to be one of those, I'll just drop him. Yes, last week I was ready to say just drop him, put him back on the bench and let him suffer it because of the shoddy performance he put in against in the North London derby, like 90% of the team last week.
Yeah.
But Harry Kane, he done well in Europe against Mura. But you know what? Let's see what he does now after the international break. Let's see what he does against Newcastle. And that'll be the game. And if we lose to the Geordies, I will not go out my house. I
know, because you live up there, be no kebabs for you.
Exactly.
Anyway, but look, quick stat for you on Harry Kane: 2015-16 season, Chris. He went the first 9 games without scoring and still finished that season with the Golden Boot.
We'll see, because that's when he scored about 7 hat tricks in a row. But you know what, David? Let's see what he does. Yeah. I'm not saying nothing right now. Let's see what he does up to January.
No, 100%.
Let's see.
More. Just 2 super chats to get to here, Chris. Lightwork says, hope Son finishes his career at Spurs. He's a FIFA icon. No, look, I definitely think he will. He signed that contract. He's here well into his 30s now anyway, so I think he will retire at Tottenham, to be honest. He absolutely loves the club. You know,
Son's a legend.
Yeah, I think he will retire here. He is a legend.
But already maybe practically has already even taken, you know, Park Sun-ji as, you know, the greatest Korean player of all time, even, you might even say, especially with how long he's already been in the Premier League, you know, already maybe the greatest Korean player of all time. So absolutely has to be a legend, especially if he's talking about FIFA. Certainly has to be a FIFA icon, you know, down the years.
No, what a legend. Big up, Lightwork. Just have one more to get to, and then I'm going to ask Chris the question. You know, should some be the poster boy and why? But Dark Sun G21 says, Chris, what did you think about the passion shown by our players? I loved it. Also, what did you think about Pierre-Emile Højbjerg and Son celebrations? Good questions, Dark Sun G.
Great question.
Oh, brilliant question, Dark Sun G. Absolutely brilliant. I thought they were done really well yesterday. I have to say they showed why they put that Tottenham shirt on. Not one of them had actually a bad game. Not one of them actually had a terrible game like they did against Arsenal. Even Tanguy, with his bit of laziness, he's done all right.
Still got like a 6.5 maybe, yeah, for Tanguy.
Jack, I have to say it was about 6 for me. But
yeah, I think 6 is more fair. But that's still like he was okay. You know, he wasn't horrible. Yep. But yeah, continue, Chris.
But as I said, for Pierre-Emile Højbjerg's celebration, he's a Tottenham boy. And Sonny as well. He is one of our own. Sonny's one of our own.
No, he definitely is.
Great answer.
Definitely. For his celebration, pumping his arms up at the supporters, that's a proper Tottenham boy.
No, it is. He absolutely loves it. But Dark
He was
Sons,
revving them up. You heard the crowd get even louder, Chris. You know, just as he was
Exactly.
doing it. He was practically, you know, he probably would have gotten a yellow card, which is why he didn't even jump in the stands. You know, that was the only reason he looked like he was about to jump in there.
Give him the opportunity, he probably would have done.
he would have. Well, big up Dark Sun G, my man. Really appreciate the support. What a guy, man. Everyone else, feel free to, follow Dark Sun G's lead. And Tim Man 007 says, Dave and Jack, he wants a Chris show. But guys, do that stuff. I understand.
I already have the perfect idea for that one.
All we ever want to do is appease you guys. Make sure you're pleased with what we're putting out. So, guys, any suggestions and things that you want us to do get them in and let us know to try our best to get them out there.
David, I have to say, I think Tim Man must be one of my biggest supporters in this. So I appreciate it. Thank you.
Seems like it. He seems like I think
there's a lot of people love you, Chris.
Going on here.
I used to send in super chats, just to get you
to
respond
to
some of my things. And so I would say that's what kind of my show idea came to mind, is I would give you those questions that Chris hated to answer. Would you rather have moon boots or winks to sell? Things like that. You just let Chris answer all of them, see him struggle, see him give the best answers possible. Even I would see, kind of just hit you up with the sitters, in terms of, the comedic jokes as well, Chris. I could just set you up for him. I think it'd be a brilliant show. We just have you have a mic right in front of you. It'd be like a stand-up comedy show.
Jack, the comedic answers just flick into my head quick time, so it's all good, man. Don't worry about that. I've got the answers already there lined up.
Well, look, let's get back talking about our great, fantastic football club. So, Chris, look, the question, should someone now be the poster boy for Tottenham Hotspur?
Yes. Yeah. He's shown it, David. Since he signed that contract, he's gone from brilliant to unplayable. I think he's must be one of the top players, and he's actually one of the top players in the Premiership and in Europe right now. I think any team who would want him would pay extreme mega bucks for him, and I'm just glad I'm glad he's with us.
Yeah, no, 100%.
I would hate to be a team playing against him.
No, look, but not only that, but he's earned it. Just pure dedication and hard work. Look,
definitely.
I'd say out of any player, I've been there on match days. I see the amount of fellow Koreans that he brings over with him. How much they spend in the club shop for Sunny merchandise and stuff like that. I'd say he makes the most revenue in terms of players for the club. He brings that unique market with him as well.
It's his general attitude.
But he's earned it on the pitch as well, I have to say. He's really earned it on the pitch. I think Ben off Weird Tottenham TV was saying today, he's been involved directly in 16 goals in his last 15 appearances. What a start.
Professional human being as well.
Definitely, most definitely. For me, he's the proper man of Spurs right now. He's the one showing the Tottenham players how to play the game. He's the one setting the example. He's setting an example more than what I have to say Harry Kane or even Hugo Lloris as the captain is. He's setting the example for how the team should be playing.
Yeah.
And do you know what? I think a lot of them now are starting to follow his lead. You would never normally see Højbjerg that far up the pitch, attempting on goal. Even he's starting to get into that momentum now because he knows he's got Skip behind him to protect him. And that is that's what I appreciated yesterday to see. I'm glad Dele wasn't playing. I have to say, I'm so glad Dele was not playing with his flicks and tricks.
Speaking of Dele, maybe I'm obviously a big Tanguy apologist. I'm a huge Tanguy apologist, Chris. And, the amount of times I saw Tanguy get dispossessed, lose the ball, in areas. Do you feel like that's would you rather have Tanguy doing that than Dele? Because I feel like that's what Dele's been doing all season. And that's why, probably Nuno and, is probably just going with Tanguy instead. I mean, what are your thoughts? Would you rather see Tanguy there, Dele there, Gio there in that position?
Do you know what? It's quite difficult. I'd probably actually say with Tanguy, he's hit and miss. You'll do absolutely something brilliant. Then he'll be doing absolutely like a donkey. There's the two ways with
the
Tanguy.
Same thing with Dele too, but it feels
no,
like
Dele's
with
too many
Tanguy,
times.
it's more.
Dele's had too many chances. Dele's had too many chances. He's had too many chances. The last 3 years of Dele doing his flicks and tricks, absolutely doing jack shit. So for Dele, I think he's had too many chances. Tanguy, Chris, he can only last 60 minutes anyway.
Just before you move on to Tanguy, what would you make of the argument that he's not being played in his best position, Dele Alli?
Even if you play him in his best position, what does he actually do? Because even when When he's in front of goal,
I agree with you.
He's being devil's advocate.
what does he actually do? Because David, even when he's in front of goal, it's like he's either going to do some silly little flick and he's going to go wide, or he's going to get dispossessed.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he's done it plenty of times. He did it against Mura on Thursday, where he got the penalty.
Still, my blood still boils from when he tried to mag that guy when he had all the space in the world.
Yeah, that's what I mean, Jack. As soon as he come off the pitch, and the three attacking come on, Son, Lucas, and Kane, that was it. The whole game changed again. I felt sorry for Scarlett because he didn't have that much distribution to him. But Delhi, for me, nah. Tangay can only last 60 or 70 minutes anyway. But I'd probably play Gio.
Yeah.
I would actually give Gio a chance.
Do you know what? Someone asked us in the comments yesterday after the game, actually. It was a very good comment. Do you think Gio actually done more in the time he had on the pitch yesterday than what Ndombele did with the time he had?
I think he did.
And, at first I was kind of like, nah. But then the more I thought about it, he was actually more productive.
Yeah.
See, I didn't see the whole game because I was at work yesterday, so I was skipping between YouTube and my work laptop. You know what I'm saying? So I was in between both. But from what I saw of Gio, he probably did do more.
I agree.
But because Tangay by 60th minute, you look like he's gasping for breath, and he's looking at the bench like, please just take me off. Please just take me off. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think Gio, probably do more in that number 10 role, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I agree. Look, before we get on to a bit more on Gio, Kane, the long shot says, should Hugo and Kane leave Pierre-Emile and Højbjerg and Son for captains? Look, I couldn't agree more. And throw Skip in there as well. You know, that little captains group that they all have now. Or the
PEH.
Pierre-Emile, Højbjerg, Son, Skip in there. And probably I'd put Romero in there too, to be honest with you. Couldn't agree more, Kane, the long shot. I really couldn't agree more. That's what I would be doing anyway. Jack, who would you have in your three-man leadership group?
I mean, the fact that Ben Davies has somehow fallen in that, trio of captains is, again, Dark Sun G doesn't need to tell me twice. Dark Sun G probably gets more, blood boiling than I do about it. And at least in my trio, I think it should be Højbjerg because at the end of the day, he's, in the middle of the park. He does all the hard work. He gets stuck in. He's able to also still threaten the through balls. Obviously, as we saw, he even scored the other night. I feel like he needs to be the captain, but Sonny is practically almost like an equal second, or something like that. It's just maybe the fact that he's a forward. Sometimes you might say that maybe the forwards, can be a bit, just a bit detached from the game in that aspect. But Sonny works really, really hard off the ball. So I feel like I'm kind of not giving him enough credit about that. I would probably do Højbjerg and Sonny is kind of tied in that aspect. And then probably my third might be Skippy or Tanganga, Dave. Probably Skippy or Tanganga, knowing that also Tanganga wouldn't be a bad shout as well. Yeah. I know Tanganga, gets a little bit crazy at times, as maybe Chris was saying, but at the same time, he's Tottenham through and through. Like, he is Tottenham through and through. So why not? Why not? Like, I would say Skippy maybe, again, just because I'm a bit partial to the middle of the park. Knowing because that was the position I could never play, Dave. So I have utmost admiration for any players that can, be able to lead the line or even lead the squad in that area of the field. Yeah, no, I'm big up Ken, the long shot. Really appreciate the support, brother. And then Tim Man 007 says, in my opinion, we need a creative number 10. Who would you realistically would like us to get in January or next summer to fill that role? Before I get the two boys' answers, 163 in the house. Make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you are smashing that subscribe button as well, guys.
People elbow that, man.
Exactly. And look, like Tim, man, like Kane, the long shot here, guys, and so many before them, Dark Sun G, Light Work, everybody else, guys, feel free to get your super chat in. It is a great way to support the channel. And again, it just means you skip to the very top of the queue. But look, Chris, let's answer Tim, man, here. Who realistically would you like us to get in January?
See, do you know what? I think we have got a potential number 10 there, but he just needs to stay fit, and that's Gio. I think he can actually fill that role anyway. I don't think we really need to invest unless it's really necessary. Because I think Gio could actually fill that number 10 role in.
Yeah. No, look. I still have my doubts about Gio. I do think he's better than Ndombele. My doubts on Gio is, can he deliver on
his fitness
basis that we need him to do it. Even if he is fit, can he do it on a consistent basis? Look, I don't know. Look, I would like to see us go out and sign a number 10 if the option
But
was
who?
there.
I mean, here we go. This might be a plug
maybe
for
you
the
could do a
second
swap
channel.
deal.
This might be a plug for the second channel, sister channel. The Daiichi Kamada replacement was just put out today. It was just put out today. I feel like he could be the replacement for Christian Eriksen, the Japanese international. Plays for Eintracht Frankfurt. Last season had 12 assists in the Bundesliga alone. Has an incredible eye for a pass. I think his contract goes up in 2023 as well. So that means that, if he doesn't sign a new contract by practically this year, they actually will look to probably sell him this upcoming summer, if not this January transfer window. And also as well, Eintracht Frankfurt are not starting off this season at all. He might be a bit frustrated, considering I think he's well above their level. I would just say maybe Daiichi Kamada could be that one. Japanese international as well. I mean, who wouldn't love it?
Look, maybe you could do something maybe with a potential swap deal and Ndombele, and you could get in a decent name. Look, I have seen rumours that maybe Coutinho, a loan option from Barcelona, is maybe on the cards. I wouldn't be opposed to that, to be honest with you. But look, we'll wait and see. But Chris, you have to give Tim Man an answer. I'm not letting you away with it. I don't care. I'm not letting you away with it. You have to answer Tim Man.
David, I want to say now, I don't think Coutinho would be an option because we had the opportunity to sign him a few years back, and Daniel Levy done the dirty on him, and I don't think that was ever forgotten by Coutinho. So
it's different. It's a loan.
I can't see Coutinho, to be honest with you, but
no, maybe
I'm
not.
not sure.
I'm just answering the question. Like you're avoiding here. Answer the question. Who would be number? What number 10 would you sign?
I'm not too sure because who's available to be signed. We could go for that Nathan Nandez, the one who's a centre mid who can play in an attacking midfield. But it all depends on Cagliari in January.
Yeah.
But it depends who's going to actually want to sell some of their star players in the January transfer window.
Yeah. Yeah, fair point.
Especially if they're settled.
Go on.
Especially if they're settled, I don't think any team will want to actually sell some of their better number 10s.
Yeah. Do you know what, though? Me personally, I just think that this January market might be just a little bit different because a lot of clubs will actually have cash available from now after maybe full stadiums and stuff like that. So you might just see a bit more movement in this window than what's took place in previous windows. But look, we all know what the transfer window is like, and we all know who our owners are. So
exactly,
I agree with you there, Chris. But look, Chris, anything else you want to talk about, my man?
No, it's been today. I haven't gone on one of the massive rants. I've been pretty calm today, so this has been a good stream.
Look, it's because we win. This is what winning brings, isn't it, Chris?
Exactly. When we win, you won't hear Chris going on for a mega rant, and you'll see me crack a joke. If we lose, then you'll see the opposite side where I will go full blown on Daniel Levy and the team.
The philosopher Chris. When we lose, I would say the philosopher Chris.
The
Chris,
philosopher.
I would. We have to somehow find a way. Once David and I, we're quite poor, technically David and I, we'll try to figure out a way to clip, things and whatnot, especially some of David's speeches from last week. Honestly, were just insane. Some of David's speech. So we want to at least get that one that you gave after the North London Derby, Chris. Honestly, again, gives me goosebumps, makes my blood boil every time, just thinking about every nail that you hit perfectly. Really, again, well done, Chris.
Those players probably heard what I had to say. That's probably why they thought, oh, shit, I better up my game a bit. Or he might go after us again.
To touch on that, Chris, what did you think of, maybe final question, what did you think of Højbjerg's speech when he said it, that, the performance was acceptable, but we still have to build on from it from there? Do you feel like you couldn't agree more?
Yeah,
or maybe a bit
I
harder
agree. I agree with that. They still need to put more into it because, as I said, just because they done well yesterday, don't want to exonerate the fact that they put a total shit show on against Arsenal, which was one of the worst teams they could have possibly done it with. If it was anybody else, Jack, I wouldn't have been as upset. It's the fact that it's the South London squatters that they did it against.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
There you are.
If it wasn't the South London squatters losing to them like that, I wouldn't have been upset. But it's because it's those little South London squatters came in and done it. It hurt even more.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. But you know what, Chris? I don't know whether you agree with me. Me and you, look, we're not fans of players coming out speaking in the press. We're sick of words. We just want to see actions.
Exactly.
Look, when it comes from Højbjerg, I tend to trust him, to be honest with you. You know, because he does say the right things. He says things that I want to hear. You know what I mean?
I actually agreed with him because for me, David, right now, actions do. You know what I'm like. I'll say exactly what I say.
Yeah.
Now, actions do speak louder than words for it. Yeah. I want to see them put that. I am sorry for what we did in the North London derby into what actions to show that they are actually sorry for what they did, and prove us that they are worthy to wear that Tottenham shirt. And if they can't do it, they should find another club and go play for them.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
And I think Nuno realised that as well. That's why he dropped some of those players and said, "Look, nah, I can't have you in the team. You lot have cost me too many games now."
Yeah.
No, I agree with you.
Maybe Nuno's come to realise what the mistakes he's made.
No, 100%. But look, Chris, you know, big up. Another great call, I have to say. People absolutely loved you, as always, my man. So big yourself up and thank you very much.
Big up. Right, smash that like, get your super chats in and support the Harris Army, or you're getting a flat cap elbow. Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.
Cootie Romero elbow. You got the Cootie Romero elbow.
Yeah, get the Cootie Romero elbow and a chop down as well from him, just for the hell's sake of it.
Yeah,
come on, you Spurs.
It's good to see Chris in a great mood again. It really is, you know. Good to see him not stressed up to the eyeballs with Tottenham Hotspurs. Good to see him enjoying it after a Tottenham win. Big yourself up, my man.
All right, lads, take it easy and come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.
Big up, Chris. Big up.
Great call from Chris there, guys.
As always.
Just quickly, guys, I am starting an Irish Hotspur group chat this week, you know, for all you lovely people that love the channel out there. So, guys, you know, email me your numbers. Email the numbers, and I'll put you all into the Irish Hotspur group chat, and we can all sit there and talk Tottenham and love on the club, guys. So I already have a lot of emails. Just anyone else out there that may be not aware of it, just get your emails in. Send me your number on Twitter, whatever it may be, and I will, you know, get you all into the group chat, guys, so we can all be one big Irish Hotspur happy family. Dark Sun G is in here with the super chat. He says, in my opinion, I go for a left back before creative number 10. Jack, look, I'll let you take this one. You love Reggie.
Ooh, I mean, I think he's the starting left back. I feel like I understand where Dark Sun G, again, he's way ahead of us. I didn't even think of this Dark Sun G because, you know, we know Mr. Catastrophe is there, you know, and that's, you know, a no-go. Sessegnon seems to be more injured than he ever is, you know, available. That's unfortunate. And then he's also to a degree, maybe because of the injury, but I'm not sure. He didn't really impress too much when he was also playing in that, you know, back 3, back 5, you know, wing back system, especially against Passos de Ferreira was a bit underwhelming. Who would I go for then? I mean, the first name that comes to mind is Gozens, you know, from Atalanta. I just freaking love that guy. I think he's an absolute baller. He has that right mentality as well. Yeah. He actually had a book written about him. I mean, Dave, you know, when people say things like, oh, I'd love to see that guy work at a Tesco, that guy literally worked at a Tesco not too long ago. He worked at a Little, I think, Dave, or I mean, that's how we would say it, you know, and I'm not German myself, but of course I speak a bit. Yep. And Little. I guess I try to say in the best German way possible, but, you know, he worked out an Aldi or something like that. So he actually, you know, was practically an amateur footballer in every way not too long ago. And now is practically world class. He has world class mentality in terms of, you know, it's kind of a bit of an Antonio Rudiger, I would kind of say, kind of person, you know, where it's just kind of no nonsense, but also the techers are there. I think we saw that in the Euros when it comes to Gozens. That guy can absolutely embarrass somebody as well. Personally, I think Reggie is doing quite well so far. Again, all the stats would say that, you know, he's doing great. Of course, you know, the seeing eye test would say sometimes Reggie can be caught out defensively, you know, at times, but I would just go for another bombing wing back, you know, me personally, and I would actually go for Maxence Gozens, and that would just be me. And I think he actually would be brilliant, you know, but of course, you know, I was kind of put on the spot, probably could come up with a better one, maybe a bit later. But for me, Max Gozens from Atalanta, I would love to have that guy. I'm just a huge fan of him.
They are Dark Zone G. Hope you enjoy that.
Kuva 99, big yourself up, actually, just to plug the second channel. He says Tyrell Malacia at Feyenoord. That guy has been a beast. So big yourself up, Kuva 99. All my scouts in the flatcapeurotalk channel, I just need to rely on them, Dave. Practically just need to hit the comments later because they'll give you all the better answers than I ever could. So just need to rely on flatcapeurotalk answers really for them. They're honestly all my beautiful scouts out there, honestly. Don't even need to ask me, Dave. Just need to ask the Flat Cap Army.
Big yourselves up. David says, Chris, thoughts on Kane? thought he tried yesterday. Oh yeah, look, David. He was already saying, he thought Kane looked disinterested and that man. Look, I actually, I thought he tried yesterday. But look, everyone is entitled to their opinion. Everyone sees the world through different lenses, and everyone sees football through different eyes. You know what I mean? Everyone has their own different vision on that. And look, maybe there are times where he does look a bit disinterested, but genuinely, I actually thought he had a good game yesterday, to be honest with you, Daddy. And look, Chris was saying he had an all right game, to be fair, But look, I thought you had a good game. I'm in agreement with you, my man. So big yourself up, man. What a legend. But look, let's waste no time. Let's bring on the next guest. Absolute channel legend. People really love him. And it's Brad Matthews. Brad, my man, how are things, buddy?
Well, you know what? After last week's serious issue, I have to say that the flat cap is back.
Ooh. Oh, I love it. I absolutely love it.
You, Brad.
And
honestly,
also,
Brad,
we knew yesterday was going to be a good day because the program had the legend.
Also class. That's also class.
So it was all a good start. Yeah.
Jeez, if I would have known he would have been on the front of it, I would have got you to pick me up one. So I would have, But no, look, that flat cap, I'd say it came with a warning: do not wear this to the pub. You know what I mean? You'll end up bringing all the women home. Big up, Brad. Big up, Brad. But look, Brad, what's your thoughts on yesterday's game, my man?
Much improved performance. I thought it looked that they had the 4-2-3-1 formation, which they're comfortable playing at.
Right.
They seem to play a lot more higher up the pitch. I still thought Nondombele was a little bit deep at times, but he was a bit further forward than he normally is. But they all played well. Nondombele didn't do brilliant, but he did a few good things. And there's a couple of moments where he had that shot on goal that just missed, and he had that through ball to Kane that just got cut out at the last sort of stride. So he tried. He definitely tried, but I thought it was a much better performance by Tottenham yesterday. And also, I thought that it was Nuno made attacking substitutions, which I think was a really good thing to do, because when you're 1-0 up or you're 2-1 up, you don't want to worry about the other team. You want to make them worry about you. So by making attacking substitutions, I think that really helped, because it kept them on the back foot, kept us on the front foot. And we all know, we've been following Tottenham for many, many years. We know that we can't defend leads. We're not that sort of a team that can go 1-0 up and then go defensive. So I thought, especially with Nondombele, you know that you're going to get 60 minutes, 70 minutes out of him. You got Gio on the sideline, so bring Nondombele off. Brought Gio on. Maybe could have done it a little bit earlier. And then right at the end, when he brought Brian Hill on, I think, who did he come on for? I can't remember who he came on for, but when they brought him on, I thought that was also a good attacking move. But yesterday had so many. I wish I could get on loop the bit with Sonny dribbling from the corner flag to the goal and then all the way back to the corner flag. That was absolutely brilliant. And we're all talking about Højbjerg, his goal celebration. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. You knew he really liked that goal. But also, what no one's mentioned so far, when they're playing keep ball in that corner for the last few minutes, I think they got another corner and the crowd went, and he was actually going to try, come on. So it was just really, really good to see. But
I love to see that from Højbjerg, I absolutely love to see it. Like how much the 3 points meant to him and the shithousery in the corner. Because sometimes we try to be too honest at Tottenham Hotspur. And we try to play to the very last whistle and stuff like that. But sometimes in close games like that, you have to do exactly what we done yesterday. And I know it's boring and people don't want to see it, but I have to say I was loving what Højbjerg was. Perfect man to bring to the corner to do it as well, wasn't he, Brad?
That was brilliant. And even Sonny at that moment as well. He just got the ball, he just kick it against the guy, get the other goal. And even when I think we got a throw. He went to Brian Hill, and Brian Hill was making his own, just slightly tugged. He went over, and we got the free kick. And the crowd were just loving it. It was it. Look, let's not fool ourselves. It's only one game, and there is improvements to be made. But I thought that it was good to see a game where we outplayed the opposition.
Yes.
We had more shots than they did.
Yes.
More shots on target. We actually sort of dominated the game. We should have won 5 or 6 nil. Really, well, 1 really. We had so many chances, proper chances. I'm not saying shots that go wide, but proper. You expect them to score. I think Son was through. I think Kane was through. Even Nonambelli was through at one stage and his first touch let him down. But we had actual proper moments where you said, "Oh, we should score here."
Yeah.
And and then the goal again was just brilliantly taken. The second goal, it was just a great move, down the side, and you can see it's one of those moves where, as it's developing, you think we're going to score here, and that's exactly what happened. There's been a bit of controversy over whether Lucas actually scored it. I think the actual answer is it actually was an own goal. I think there was a great conversation on Twitter between We Are Tottenham TV and Matt Hayes this morning. Talking about it. It's brilliant. Talking about the spin of the ball, and everyone's slowed it down to ultra slow motion, ultra slow motion, this sort of thing. I'm expecting to have some sort of scientific physicist come on and sort of go into things and that. But yeah, that was really good. But no, yesterday was a much improved performance.
I like what you said there about it's good to see us out playing teams again, because that's what it's about being a Spurs fan. Look, Brad, you've been rare on that sort of football,
Yeah, exactly. And you remember the scenes that I mean, even when Spurs used to lose or draw, you'd have chances and chances and chances, and you come away thinking, well, if we'd have taken our chances,
we could have done better.
Yeah, exactly. And really, I think Lloris had one decent save to make, which is a save he should have made. And I think most of their shots, to be fair, I couldn't believe that it was only 17 shots to 14. I thought we had many more shots, but then a lot of their shots were going well wide or well over, so whereas we actually had shots with keeper making saves and that sort of thing. So yeah. No,
do you feel like we could have won by, I could have been 4-1 if you asked me.
Easy. Yeah, easy. Yeah, that second half it was, and that was the only concern I had was, we don't want to regret these chances. Yeah. But then when you think of it, Villa didn't really create anything. And
one of the better problems to have, I guess. It's almost like a Brighton problem.
Exactly.
You just can't finish. But maybe it's, in our case, we have world-class finishers, that just aren't hitting the back of the net, right, Brad?
And I think if sorry, go on.
Yeah, just what do you think it is that led us to creating so many chances from before?
I think we were playing a much higher line. And I think I think you pointed this out earlier, David, was like we when we were closing down their players, it's been done as a team with 2 or 3 players closing them down and not just the one. Yeah. And I remember back to, I think it might have been the Leicester season when we won at Man City, and that was the one game where I suddenly thought, hang on, we're a good team. We could win the title this year. Yeah. I remember in that game we went 1-0 up. And then they got the equaliser, and that's when you think, oh, this could be interesting. And I just remember one of the Man City players getting the ball, it might have been Aguero, and there were like 3 or 4 players around him at any one moment sort of thing. Yeah. And that's what I've seen a lot more yesterday. And we was winning the ball back yesterday, and played a lot more higher line, played more up the pitch. We had I think that when you play with the 4-2-3-1 formation, you can play, you can have your wing backs going forward. Yeah. And we also had, that's another thing. We had 2 wing backs that both were playing really, really attacking games yesterday. Yeah. It was none of this sort of, one goes forward, the other sits back. It was they were both bombing forward because of the formation that we were playing. And
you think that's because of the 2 midfielders skipping Hyper? Because I was actually pointing it out before this game.
Yeah, it was because
a lot of people were slating Reguilon, right? But the thing is, Reguilon wasn't the issue. The issue was Dele Alli was playing on the left of the tree, and he was also allowed to go forward. Yeah. But with Højbjerg and Skip yesterday, they sat in front of the back 4, which allows Emerson and Reguilon to push forward because then they have cover.
Yeah, exactly. And you've only got to look back to the the Pochettino years when you had Walker and Rose flying down the flanks. You had your Wanyama and Dembele or whoever it might have been, as the two sort of defensive midfielders then. So when you got these 2 there, you're allowed to do it because and you got Skip will cover Højbjerg, so Højbjerg can go forward a little bit more if he wants to, and they're not afraid to do it because they know they've got cover. And I have to give a big shout out to Emerson yesterday. That was a superb performance. I raised the question on last week's show about, why didn't we pay the extra for Tommy Asu and all this money for Emerson? Well, if Emerson plays like that every week, I think that's I see why we did pay the extra money for Emerson because he was good both attacking, both defensively. He got stuck in, drew the foul. I thought it was a really, really, really good performance. And he looks like he really enjoys playing for Tottenham as well. He really sort of gets into it.
Do you think, Reguilon and Emerson could emulate Walker and Rose? You're getting me excited now, Brad. Obviously, it's not a pre-match combo. It's a post-match warm down, and you're getting me super excited.
Well, let's put it this way: when we had Walker and Rose as our fullbacks, or when we signed Walker, I think Walker and Norton were signed together.
Right.
You didn't think at that moment this is going to be Walker and Rose, how they became out to be. So who's to say? Maybe these two could be the Walker and Rose of this team. But if they play like that, there's no reason why they shouldn't. And also the system will allow them to play that way. And when you have your attacking fullbacks, that means that their players have to go back. So you're and I think the last season we had at White Hart Lane, you could see that once we got it into their area, they were penned in. They couldn't get out. And that's why we won so many games quite convincingly. But I thought it was, if those two can play like that, Romero, that guy, give him more games, and he's going to be some player.
Yeah. Do you feel like it's a lot harder as well, maybe to, because Danny Ings has had a spectacular season to a degree so far. He's been kind of almost we put it out with Stats with Jack, practically the main source. He's like been either the pass to the goal, the pass to the assist. Yeah. He's just been, the main instigator of majority of the goals that Villa have scored so far this season. The fact that Romero, like I said, was almost walking him around on a leash, in the way that he was. Do you feel like that's actually deserves more credit?
Oh, definitely. I did actually make the point, the stats are great, but there's also the law of averages.
Right.
And I made the point before the game that Inks has scored in his last 6 games against Tottenham. I said, well, he's due for one game where he doesn't score. So
he's a Tottenham killer.
I think, and Inks was taken off at the end as well. So, so they sort of, they're trying to make changes. But no, it was Romero looks good. Someone made the point today, I think, they're worried about him getting too many yellow cards, but someone said, well, Ramos gets loads of cards. He's one of the
missed
best,
an entire season.
One of the best defenders in the world, So I think that, that could work. We just need a partner to go beside him. I'm still not convinced by any of the partners he's had. I mean, Dyer had a better game yesterday, but could be responsible for the Villa goal. Rodon's a good player, but still quite young. Well, actually, Romero's only 23, but so I still think we need that set partnership, and I don't think that's set out. I mean, the team yesterday, you had that position. You probably got the number 10 position that we've been talking about. Right. At the moment, it's Ndombele, Dele Alli, and Lo Celso and Brian Hill. There's 4 of them are all vying for that play.
Well, just look. But before I ask you who you would like to see, maybe take that position, I just have 2 super chats to get through here, Brad. Yep. Lightwork says Damsgaard would be a good replacement for Eriksson. Jack, what would you say to Lightwork?
In terms of Damsgaard, I'm actually, not as much of a Damsgaard expert as I probably would like to be. It's probably, it's just something that has to be a scout report for sure. Again, I personally think Daichi Kamada, just because I know his contract ends in 2023, David. And like I said before, the fact that Eintracht Frankfurt are not having a good season on top of that contract expiring next season, you kind of would think that, if he were, the only reason he would sign a new contract is just so maybe his agent or something would get a bigger buyout or something like that for it. And if that's not the case for him, then, you could get him actually for a lot cheaper than that Damsgaard fee as well. Of course, Damsgaard had a fantastic Euros, but in the case of Daichi Kamada, again, just proved himself in the Bundesliga last season, had some of the most goal-creating actions, not even shot-creating actions, most goal-creating actions. I think it was 0.8 per 90, which practically means creates a goal per game. When you think about it that way, the guy has just been sensational in the Bundesliga, and he's playing for a pretty poor Eintracht Frankfurt side this season, who did have a great win over Bayern just recently. But I would just, if you put it in those terms, I would go for Kamada, but now I need to do my homework on Mikel Damsgaard for sure. Really need to do my homework over there for sure. So there you go, everybody. There you go.
So with Damsgaard and Papa Sarr coming.
Also, to a degree, he replaced Eriksson in the Euros. So, you couldn't have a more literal replacement. You couldn't have a more literal replacement.
I think with Damsgaard, the falling point there will be paying for him.
Yeah, because it was like 40 million or something was the fee. So that's why I kind of went for the Kamada, scout report first. I think Damsgaard should certainly come after that. I think that's a great shout. That's a
But
great.
we know that Paratici could go up to Daniel Levy and say, "Look, we really need this player. This is a player we really, really want." And Daniel goes, "Nah, sorry, too much."
Yeah, especially in the case of Bologna. I know Bologna would ask too much. I know, or Sampdoria. He's at Sampdoria. They would ask too much. They would ask.
And then
too
someone
much.
like some team like I don't know, Man United have signed everyone, but some other team will sign him and he'll be brilliant, and we would have missed out again. But no, I'd like to see Damsgaard. We should maybe make a cheeky bid for Madison.
People are saying that, but he's a gooner. He's like Doherty. He's a gooner, Brad.
Yeah, he's not form. But look, we'll keep moving along, guys. Dark Sun G says, if we had another left back and a forward, the cup and league games would be easier to manage. I hope we can go for Wood or
Sardar Azmoun
for these competitions. Gil for Mora.
Oh yeah, that's who Gil replaced yesterday when he came on. Yeah.
Big up Dark Sun G. Gil came on.
I love this.
Dark Sun G, he listens intently, so he does. Big up on that. Look, it certainly would make life easier. That's for sure, Dark Sun G. That's for sure. But look, I have to say, I do think some of the signings we did get in, Paratici has got spot on. Like, this is the thing. We're never gonna get the money off Daniel Levy to spend for the big guys, for players to come in straight away and have the instant success. So the money that we are going to spend, we just have to make sure we spend it correctly. And look, I do think maybe the money we spent so far, in terms of Romero, who we actually haven't even paid for him yet, but Romero, Emerson Royal, Brian Hill, I think are certs. I think we'll shine in Tottenham jerseys over the next few years. So it's just about, look, whatever money we do have, it's just about spending it rightly, that's for sure.
But for second strikers,
it definitely would help.
These second strikers, I'm part of the Chris Wood fan club. The Chris Goat Wood, as I call him, Chris the Goat. He's honestly just a legendary striker, in my opinion. The fact that people were considering paying whatever 30 million plus for Vinicius, you could have easily probably cut that in half to get Chris Wood. And Chris Wood is a proven, championship striker. He scored nearly as many goals as Ivan Toney did, when he was in the championship. And then as well, he's consistently scored about 10 goals every season for Burnley. So you just know the guy can do a job. And then Sardar Azmoun, that guy's an absolute baller out of Iran, plays for Zenit for the moment. And I love that guy. I absolutely love that guy. I think he's sensational. He's about 26 years old, I think. So there you go. Honestly, two world-class backup strikers. Dark Sun G, you're after my own heart here. You're after my own heart.
He's on fire. Big up, Dark Sun G. And Brian C. Socrates, nice to see you change the name, my man. What a legend. He says, lads, about the number 10 dilemma. And Brad, we'll let you take this one. He says, about the number 10 dilemma. If fitness is always an issue for Ndombele, what about Gio for the first 65, 70 minutes? And Ndombele to come on as a finisher to destroy tired legs?
That is a very good point, actually, Brian C. Socrates, or Brian C. Socrates.
You're feeding these head now.
after hearing Jack call Archimedes, Archimedes?
Yeah, he's the founder of mathematics because he put out the logic one by one.
I've always called him Archimedes.
I don't even. We have different pronunciations. Again, I was reading it for the first time. So
no, Brian C. Socrates. That's a great point, actually. And I was sort of thinking that yesterday, in that. Yeah, London Belly, when you're playing against tiring teams, the last 20 minutes or so, they could destroy someone. Really could. Yeah. And maybe the Newcastle game's a perfect chance for that to happen. Now, whether the problem with that is we could bring London Belly on for 20 minutes each game and he could destroy teams, but then he's not going to want to stay, is he? So that might be a problem there. But no, I think that's a really good call. I thought Gio looked pretty good when he came on yesterday. He's taking his time to sort of, for his Spurs career, he's like 2 seasons now, but I think he's had those injury problems, and he had the going to South America and that sort of thing. But that's a good call. And I actually would like to see that against Newcastle. I'd like to start the Celso, or maybe even Brian Hill, and then have Ndombele on the bench, and then especially if Newcastle are chasing the game, because then you can play. You know that they're going to push forward. You put Ndombele further forward. He can do his magic. Because we all know he's capable of. But I think that's good. Definitely.
Do you feel like, since you were at the game, Brad, were you like crying out for Lo Celso to come on in that 60th minute, that 70th minute?
I was.
Like
actually, the lady who sits next to me is obviously season ticket holders. You've got regular people, and she doesn't like non-Belly at all. But I was actually saying, oh look, we really ought to bring Lo Celso on after about 60 or 70 minutes, so that you have that fresh legs, attacking fresh legs, and non-Belly we know can't really play past 70 minutes. And I think he's got. We're talking off air about the way he runs. I think that it gives the impression that he's not really running.
That's what I'm trying to say. That's what I tried.
Real sort of thing. Because you look at him, and think, what the hell's he doing? But it could just be the way his gait just could be like that.
Ronaldo has a funny running style when you think about it.
Yeah, he's a little bow-legged, wasn't he, Ronaldo? And look what sort of player he is.
No arm movement. We all have different running styles.
Jack, what would you say to Brian C's comment here?
I mean, I really think, and Marcelo was crying out for it, Brian C. I just feel like, and that's why I asked Brian C, like we're the fans, in the stands just crying out for, Gio Lo Celso to come on. Because I feel like with Tanguy, I agree, it's the fitness, has always kind of been debated. I kind of agree with it. I think as well, though, like, it's just maybe the one thing we can all agree on is that guy really knows how to fade out of games sometimes, Tanguy. Like he can just disappear practically in certain games. And does Gio really do that? I mean, I don't really think he does, as much as he's been kind of sometimes had certain games where you're kind of like Gio was a bit unremarkable. He doesn't fade out of games. He still has plenty of touches of the ball, still can kind of to a degree control the game. And that's where that's what I kind of appreciate about Gio. He actually offers something different from Tanguy, whereas I would actually say in the case of actually if we're to bring up Dele Alli here, Brian C, I feel like Dele Alli more or less tries to do the same things that Tanguy does. It's just Tanguy just does it better, in my opinion. It's just and when you think about when it comes to flicks and tricks, going for megs, trying to embarrass players, get dispossessed all the time, I think Tanguy does it a lot better. And in Gio, we know there's a bit more assuredness, there's a bit more composure sometimes when controlling the ball. And then as well, like especially bringing on Gio, like we saw during the Jose era, Brian C, Gio would be brilliant sometimes coming on in that 55th, 60th minute. He would just run out, his heart out for the next 30 minutes, win the ball high up the pitch as well, and just create things. It seems like he's almost better actually coming off the bench at times and even starting games, I would say, Gio Lo Celso. So that would be my answer for it. And I do think Tanguy, he gets tired legs, but it's just the fact that David has said he just fades out of games. And we all know we can agree on that.
We got a lot of players that are good when they come on the sub, haven't we?
You know what? You know what, though? It actually makes a change because last year, how many times we were looking at the sub bench and you were bringing out like a Sissoko or a Winks and just no game changers. At least this time you have players on the bench who you say, okay, there's a bit of flair there. You know what I mean? We can change this game and impact it from the bench, which is good to see. But Brian C, just for me quickly, man, look, I agree with you. I probably would play Gio there, to be honest with you. Look, I'd give him the chance against Newcastle. But my biggest concern with Gio is just doing it on a consistent run of games. That's my biggest concern. But look, Dele Alli has to be out of the equation. I'm so grateful you didn't mention his name because he's the most dispossessed player in the team. Double than any other player in the team. Which
even
just
last season, most dispossessed player, guys, and he didn't play any minutes at all. The most dispossessed player. That's just shocking. He
gives away the ball way too much. And with Gio, do you know what? With Gio, he has that something different. He can play passes at an angle, a bit more of a Christian Eriksen than I would say than an Ndombele. But look, between the two of them, if the two of them can fill the role, I'm more than happy to let them try and carry it for the season.
Guys.
If it doesn't happen between them this season, then I don't want to hold on to them any longer. It's that simple.
Guys, do you think that Gio Lo Celso is a little bit one-footed? He relies on his left foot a lot.
Yeah, he's a bit like Lamela, isn't he? Really, one-footed.
Yeah. So maybe playing him in a central role, it makes a bit more sense because he can go away or doesn't make. There's a moment yesterday because
Do you think we say that about left-footed players though? Maybe Brad. Do you feel like we say that about left-footed players a lot? Maybe because sometimes I know we're all righties, so we kind of sometimes think that another player is really one-footed when in fact there are a lot of right-footed players that are actually quite. one-footed.
I've seen Son and Kane use their other foot.
Yeah, but those are world-class players. So
there was a moment yesterday where Lo Celso, because I'm quite close to the pitch, and he was pointing to pass it into the, down the right. And I'm thinking, why? What's the point? Because you're going to be on your right foot and you're going to come back inside on your left foot, sort of thing,
Yeah,
but,
that's a good point.
Yeah, it's a bit of a dilemma, but I think Lo Celso is. I think it's got to be his season this year because he's been very slow to start, but when he does play well, he's a very, very good player.
Yeah. No,
I mean, maybe to answer Brian C, would you put him on for 65, 70, then do Tanguy for the rest, or the other way around?
I would, I would do that. I'd certainly against Newcastle. Yeah, why not? Why not give it a go? And as you know, I've stuck up for Dele Alli in previous weeks, but at the moment, did we miss him yesterday? I don't think we did. No. It's he didn't really have a brilliant game against Mura on Thursday either. So
and stormed off down the tunnel when he got took off.
Yeah. Although I think with Dele Alli, that's probably more to do with he's very much on his own performance. I don't think that's to do with being subbed. I think he's one of these sort of players. But we don't know what's in his mind, do we?
Well, the thing is, right? Probably is, and I get what you're saying. But a bit like Ronaldo with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, it's not good to do when your manager is under pressure. You know what I mean? It's not good to start doing them things. It's just
that point. Yeah, because it looks bad, doesn't it? Yeah. You think a little bit, even
under pressure. Because it leaves everything open. Are the players playing for Nuno? You know what I mean? It just for me, it's just not a good look. Look, even if he was unhappy with his own game. Look, he has to learn to temper his emotions and sit there, stew and think about it until he's allowed to go down the tunnel, because it just doesn't help the situation, you know what I mean? And it's all these little things that Dele Alli seems to do, like when Josie was there, touch your hat if you want Josie out on his Instagram live, and it's all these little things. I just don't like it. But look, Brad, the age-old question, my man, is should some be the poster boy?
At the moment, yeah, definitely. I mean, this guy, he lives and breathes and bleeds Tottenham. I mean, the very facts that the thing about Son is that, and I've made this point months ago, is that everyone went on about him. Oh, he's got no ambition signing for Spurs for 4 years. He could play for the best team in the world. What? And I'm thinking, well, hang on a minute. He actually loves the club. He's playing because he likes playing for Tottenham, and that's you don't see that much in football these days. It's not about the money or the press. I like playing for Tottenham. I like this club. This club have given me, basically put Son on the world stage. Yeah. And he's repaying him by signing a new contract. And he was just unplayable yesterday. Absolutely unplayable. And if he can play like that, and if Kane can get back to some of the form that we know Kane's capable of, we've got a very, very good forward line. We've had a good forward line anyway with those two playing, but if we can get that back, and get the goals from the midfield as well, and that's why it was good to actually win without Kane or Son scoring yesterday. So it proves that we can. So I think definitely at the moment Son is definitely the poster boy at Tottenham, and deservedly so. Now, whether Kane will make a late bid to get it back again as the season goes on, we'll have to wait and see. But I think that's definitely at the moment he's definitely numero uno.
I couldn't agree more. Well, look, Brad, I have to say I thoroughly enjoyed this call, my man. I really, really enjoyed it.
Yep,
thank you so much for coming on.
I've got two more comments. Comments.
I also have one final quick question for you, Brad, and you do those two comments.
Maybe
first.
My comments will be answering your question. The one thing that pleased me yesterday was the fact that we conceded a goal and we came back within 5 minutes and scored. And that's the thing that's what worried me the whole season, or certainly when we've been losing, was yesterday. Oh no, they're back in the game. What's going to happen? Are the head's going to drop? But no, we kept going. And I mean that was a good sign that the mentality was there a lot more. Yeah. And the other thing I was going to say is I thought there's a bit of a marmite with Kane going on at the moment. Some are saying he played rubbish, some are playing any good. I think he had a decent game. It wasn't best by any standards, but you know what I thought yesterday was he had a couple of long shots. He had that shot from when he saw the keeper off the line.
Yeah, and that was crazy.
For poor finishing, he could have had a few goals and a few assists. So it was good to see. He's not back to the old Kane at the moment. and he's not back to winning the crowd again because they, there was no one of our own yesterday. But
It just needs me there.
I think it was a much better performance from Kane yesterday. Again, we'll have to see how that goes. But yeah, if he can come back and start scoring, I mean, let's face it. The thing I thought was funny about the game against Muro, he's got a hat trick by playing as a centre forward. Who knew? Who knew? Wow. That's an insight into football that he played as a centre forward. He's got a hat trick. Wow. So yeah. But I don't know whether that answers any of your last question.
My
Jack?
question is going to be: Did Lucas put away that second goal, or did he mind control maybe Matty Target to maybe just put it in for him?
I was watching a very really intriguing video on Saturday about stuff like that, and
I think he could even whoever put it in. I think it was Lucas who even mind controlled Target to put it in for him. He didn't even need to put it in himself; just told Target to do it for him.
Maybe what's happened is that Daniel Levy spent all of our money on these new super match balls that you can control. There's been radio controlled on the touch lines. Maybe that's what it was.
Stop it, Brad.
Brilliant. Well, look, Brad, thank you so much for coming on, my man.
No problems, anytime.
I've thoroughly enjoyed this call, my man. Great chatting to you.
Like and subscribe.
Big up, Brad. Big up, Brad.
Good one, guys.
I've really enjoyed it, Brad. Thank you so much for your time this evening, my man.
Anytime.
Appreciate it, Brad. Legend.
Enjoy the week or two's break from from Tottenham
Hotspur. It'd been an unstressful weekend because England don't stress me out, so it'd be an unstressful weekend. And I might have an early night tonight. Actually, a bit of a late one last night. So
look, you're allowed. Come home a bit joyful from the pub. Slap a few songs on the guitar, we'll allow you that, Brad. We'll allow you that. Big up, Brad. Really appreciate it, my man. Absolutely brilliant.
Great show, guys.
Big up, Brad.
Take care, lads. Bye.
Brad. What a guy. What a man, guys. What a call from Brad. Everyone, big him up in the comments. Really, really enjoyed that. And, I actually put a poll up, from what Brad was saying. So, guys, let me know in the comments. Do you think Reguilon or vote on the poll? Do you think that Reguilon and Romero... Reguilon and Royale can emulate Rose and Walker? Do let me know. Faz Radfar says Romero, Skip are must, and Lo Celso should play number 10. Yeah, Romero and Skip have to play week in, week out, along with Højbjerg and certain others. Look, 9 of that 11 have to play week in, week out. Number 10, you can kind of rotate between Ndombele and Lo Celso. I would like to see Lo Celso given the shot. And Dyer's position is up for grabs, in my opinion. Faz Radfar, really appreciate the support, brother. Vince Vega, big yourself up, and he says Dark Sun G.
You got it, Dave.
Dark Sun G is a legend. I love us to go for Ivan Toney. Come on, you Spurs. Yeah, look, he's causing problems. I do like Ivan Toney, I have to say.
Probably would be the price of Lautaro Martinez when you think about it. So if you were to go for Lautaro Martinez or Ivan Toney, I would probably go for Ivan Toney. If we had, that much money to spend on a second striker, I would go for Ivan Toney personally. But yeah, that would be one expensive, other striker. But
you know what? I actually said, and go back and check it out. In and around the Stoke game last year, it was before the Stoke game, I mentioned Ivan Toney, and people were laughing at me. And I mentioned Ivan Toney. I don't know if anyone remembers, but I said it back then, and people were laughing at me.
No,
and now everyone's saying, maybe have a look at Toney. Have a look at Toney. Dark Sun G says, Dele an easy pass to the under-23s. Couldn't agree more. And get Divine, White, and John into the A team in and around it. I couldn't agree more. Dark Sun G. What would you say to him, Jacko?
Oh, I mean, I couldn't do it better myself. Maybe throwing a Catastrophe in there. Maybe a Mr. Hollywood, as well, considering we already got Emerson now, Dark Sun G. I probably, just throw all three of them, into the under-23s. Bring on Divine, bring on White, bring in John. Probably throw in a Cisse. I fell in love with that guy. The moment he was playing, a 6'7", inverted left wing back. I mean, you couldn't get David, especially the hipster self of me. Like you couldn't bring a smile more to my face when I saw that. So I would throw maybe actually Pescazzi. I'd probably go for Pescazzi or Estonian. I would go for our Estonian. So Divine, White, John, Pescazzi, throw in Mr. Hollywood, throw in Mr. Catastrophe, Dele, and then easy pass onto the under 23s. Dark Sun G, let me know what you think of that, but I couldn't agree more.
Big up, Dark Sun G. Couldn't agree more. Never questioning you again, my man. Never questioning you again. Phil Letiz is in the house. Big up, Phil.
The big up.
Hope things are well. Big up. The big dog is in the building. What a guy. What a guy. Danny Kiriaku's in. Big up Danny Kiriaku in supporting Brian Daigle. Brian Daigle's on now and Danny Kiriaku's in the chat. Big yourself up, my man. Good to see you, Danny boy. Good to see you. John Fitzpatrick says, big up the Harris Army. Good to see you in as well, John.
Ooh, John, good to see you.
In. Stuart Austin, Irish, and his pal Jack. Yeah. Big up, Stuart. Hope things are well. Hope you're enjoying it, my man. Hope you're enjoying it. Boise 36 is in the building. Neil Shafton's in. Tango bin Al-Sheed. Big yourself up. Neil nice Shafton's in here. Good to see you. Joseph Cattle's tuning in as well. Good to see everybody. Good to see everybody. Everyone, make sure you do absolutely obliterate that like button. Absolutely smash that subscribe button into pieces. And look, why not help support us with a super chat too, guys? You know, it's badly needed. Every YouTuber does need it. You know, that doesn't have, you know, paid sponsorships and stuff like that, guys. You know, it's just a great way to help support your favorite YouTubers as well. So big up everybody, you know, in the chat. And look, you know, keep getting your answers in like you always do to what the people are saying. We have 2 more guests left to get on. I'll give you spoilers. The first one is Brian Daigle, and the last one then is you know, your guy Philip Brady, you know, who so many of you were actually referencing in the comments tonight about what he said last night. The guy's an absolute machine, so he is. So big up Philip as well. Big up Philip. But look, you know, let's get on the next guest. It's time for the C Dog or the B Dog. Big up Brian Daigle.
Big up you two. How you doing?
All good, my man. All good. How are things with you, buddy?
Yeah, things are good. Things are good. Obviously, I finally got to see a win, which was good. And yeah, still loving being in London. I was with my nephews and my niece today, so I was in heaven. And now, obviously, it's a pleasure to come back on your channel.
No, it's good to have you, my man. It's good to have you. Buzzing with the Spurs win yesterday, Brian, you know, absolutely loving life. You know, it's getting to see your niece, nephews, your father, your mother, and all that, and now Spurs are winning. Delighted.
Thank God. I mean, I'll quickly go on. So first of all, I've got a bit to talk about the protest, just very, very quickly.
Yeah.
Then I want to talk about a funny story, and then obviously we'll talk about the game. So the protest, you know what? I was raging. We got there for 11 o'clock as we promised. We put our banners up, and we started about 9, 10, 11 of us. And okay, it's 11 o'clock. Like I said, this one was arranged very, very quickly, so I weren't expecting big numbers, but there were so many people with the love I got from all channels and Twitter and everything. Yeah, we're coming, or not to me directly, but going, yeah, let's get down there. And they just didn't turn up. What we had a lot of people taking pictures with the Levy Out banners and then walking off. Which, you know what? If they get them on social media, it's doing the job. But it just infuriated me that I've come. But I'm very, very obviously I stand for this so big that I went mad that I was getting so furious that people said they were coming and they didn't. But then I realized if it's getting the media attention, and also I think what it is with a lot of people, because a lot of people are saying they agree with it, but I think until it's bigger numbers, they might be not wanting to join in, because if it gets media attention in their faces, or they feel safety in numbers, so that's understandable. Yeah. But on the good side, this time we did make it into. We got onto the Daily Mail online. We got onto One Football. So we got quite a bit of media coverage, which is obviously what we're going for. We know this isn't like over in a day or whatever. So we got the media coverage that we wanted, and we also got a Levy Out flag into the stadium, which was displayed, and it's on Twitter. I was going to WhatsApp it to a few people, but we all know we can't WhatsApp at the moment. So I took it so much to heart that there was so many people that just weren't there. But hopefully for the NFL, it'll be different. And but then obviously got to go into the game. And David, you know the story I'm about to tell. I'll put it on Twitter as well. A few people have mentioned it in the comments as well about my so I don't mind admitting this. I'm not embarrassed by this, but as a lot of people in this, I don't know if a lot of the house I know, but I'm a recovering alcoholic who's 13 years clean. But what's happened with that, the damage I've done to myself is I have this time where I can feel fine, but then all of a sudden I need to go to the toilet. And if I don't go to the toilet, I'll have an accident like a 4-year-old kid and wet myself. So I literally was standing there, and I said to Danny Kiriakou, Danny Kiriakou, who I know is in the chat. So I said to him, do you know what? I think I need to go to the toilet, but I don't want to because I'm going to miss a goal. You know I'm going to miss a goal.
Yeah.
And he said, don't, because you will. And then all of a sudden it turned from I think I need to like I just said. So I ran down the stairs as quickly as possible. On the next gangway in the concourse, there's a girl I used to work with at Selfridges who went, "Oh, brother!" So she's hugging me. I'm hugging her, thinking, "Don't wait yourself. Don't do it. Don't." And then all of a sudden, I heard a huge roar, and I was like, "You bastard!" I was like, "What are the odds?" And I thought, you know what? That's quite likely, but people will know I'm obsessed with Pierre-Emile Højbjerg. I love him. And I didn't get to see the celebration. So I walked up to the stairs to see who scored it. I was like, "You have got to be kidding." And then I came back and me and Danny were laughing. And then obviously, thankfully, I got to see the second goal. So I did see a goal. I did see 3 points. And then talking about the game, there's a few players on the highlight in a good way and a bad way.
Before you get into that, I'll just take this from Neil Shafton.
Yeah, you do what you got to do.
And literally, he's just a big, dirty thumbs up. Big
so this guy,
absolutely love it.
One of the things I love about the protest and me becoming quite active on Twitter and Facebook, YouTube and everything, is a lot of people are messaging me. And this dude is a lover of the movie Snatch. And we have just been talking non-stop in Snatch, so you'll see a lot of them in the chat. But it's things like that have connected me to loads of people. But you got any more super chats, David? Or
no, that's it. Work away. Work away.
So what I want to talk about to begin with is the poll you had with Emerson and Reguilon. And I
you know me, I just on a high, lad. That's all I'm on a high.
So they played brilliantly. And you know what you've got to I think it's the first time I was talking with Danny as well. I can't remember a time that the two fullbacks both played very, very well. And Reguilon has not been good this season. And Dyer was very, very composed. And I think Romero has everything to do with it. I think having Romero there allowed the defence, like we haven't seen, Reguilon's been poor, and then Tanganga had a great game, but they haven't done it together. And I think it was just, people were saying, people I haven't got, by the way, it's been checked regularly. It's just I damaged my kidney, and this is one of the things. So thanks for the concern, though, James. Thank you for the concern. That I can confirm.
James is always in there shithousing. I love it.
So then, like I said, having someone like Romero there, I think has had a huge, huge impact. And yeah, he made a mistake for the goal. But you know what? Defenders are going to make the odd mistake. And if we were to look how we were, if Dyer or Davinson makes a mistake, or Doherty, it's like, oh, fuck this, fuck that. You got to remember as well, a lot of the defence, they could have spoke Spanish or Portuguese to each other, whatever. But he's come from the Italian league to the English league, which is so fast paced.
Wait, are you talking about Emerson or Romero?
No, I'm talking about Romero with the mistake. Okay. He's going to adjust. And yesterday he put on a great performance. Emerson was immense yesterday. He, like Danny said at the beginning, he looked a bit nervous because I was sitting next to Danny, and then he just started showing what he can do defensively as well as attackingly, and he gave a great option. And being more attacking, like people said when we attacked the game after we went 1-0 down, it's imperative Skip and Højbjerg play together. Yeah. They have become such a staple that when they're together, I mean, we saw when Skip weren't with Højbjerg what happened at Arsenal. When they're together, it allows Højbjerg to go forward, but also the greatest thing with Skip is his footballing mind and positioning of where danger is. He's got this sense, he doesn't follow the man, he just sees where the ball, and it allows them to. Now on to the two people I'm really not happy with. So first of all, Tanguy and Dembele, I never want to see him start a game again. I said in the last time, what I want to do is see Lo Celso start, and then when players are tiring, bring him on so he can do what he does. When he starts, you already know before the game you're going to make a substitution because he won't last. So it affects the game. Whereas if you bring him on at the end when people are tiring, if he's in the mood, he can just tear everyone apart. His passing yesterday was abysmal. Yeah, he did that lovely little turn thing. But also, the two players I'm going to talk about, him and Kane, me and Daddy were doing player watch or player cam like they used to on Sky. And his commitment and dedication after losing the ball, it is non-existent. And his energy burst, I've got a new nickname for you, David. I call him FIFA. It's because like he has an energy burst, like you're pushing triangle. And then he just literally goes. So literally, I want to see him come on and impact the game as opposed to starting and then we lose. You just know, every team knows that we play against. Dembele's coming off. You know it.
Yeah.
And it's kind of,
The goal he scored against Villa, that banger, his debut, technically was off the bench, if I remember.
I think he actually started that game, in all honesty.
I think he came off the bench, actually.
I'll go with your stats.
Maybe. And actually, that's one thing I really struggle with is actually that sort of memory. But I don't remember.
Anyone knows?
I think it was Botch who brought him on, and then, he scored the banger.
Well, look, if anyone knows, guys, it's a perfect segue into these two super chats, just quickly. So if anyone knows, Dax G will definitely know the answer. But he says the December matchup is brutal. Brentford, Liverpool, and Leicester. If we get results and stay around 2 or 4 points off top 4 and get 1 or 2 January transfers, I think maybe we can get a sneaky top 4. Don't do it to me, Dark Sun G. Do not put me in that hole again. I always believe you're going to make me go into it again. I get caned for it every time I say it. Haven't said it in a while. But I'm not going to lie. Look, if we can string 2 or 3 wins together after the international break, I'll definitely be back on that bandwagon, that's for sure. Look, it's a tough matchup. Brentford, I'll be honest, probably should be beaten. No excuses there. Leicester, not on a great run of form. Hopefully they don't get any better form by December. Liverpool, look, it'll be tough. I hate Liverpool. A lot of my friends are Liverpool. Look, I always just brave it in front of them, but inevitably we don't really beat Liverpool, to be honest with you. So, look, it's a difficult month, but who knows, my man? Maybe we can hit a run of form. Kane and Son could be absolutely lethal. And, look, sneaky top 4 push. But look, the transfers could be the problem, Dark Sun G. That's all I'm going to say. But Jack, what would you want to say, Dark Sun G, my man?
I think if we're being the most optimistic, when we kind of were with, top 4, it has to be sneaky. If anyway it's going to be top 4, it certainly has to be sneaky. And I would say this is the right way to go about it if we were to get results against those 3. As much as Leicester a bit out of form, I would still at the same time kind of say that, they could probably kind of recruit some sort of, form by then. A lot of time passes in football, and you would say maybe Brendan Rodgers might figure it out. Kind of feeling like Brendan Rodgers this season, on a quick side note, is almost having the opposite of what he usually does, where he's now starting slow instead of starting quickly. And maybe it might be the other way around, where he'll finish strong instead of finishing poor. Liverpool, I mean, I again, go to David and I's Premier League predictions. They're the team that I actually feel like a lot of people kind of slept on this season. And I feel like I have them for title contenders, if not second place. So, there it is. I do believe in them this season, as much as it does pain me as like David. I really do hate Liverpool, probably maybe with Man City. It might, I don't know. Don't need to go into that, but yeah, they're very high up there on teams I despise. And then Brentford, to a degree, even despite David saying we should get those 3 points, probably a lot of teams have said that so far, and Thomas Frank continues to disappoint. So it will be a very brutal, very brutal matchup. And in terms of those 1 to 2 transfers, Dark Sun G, Chris the Goat Wood, we just need to bring him in now. And then probably, personally, I still think we need another midfielder and maybe do some sort of swap deal with either Dele, Tanguy, whatever, Gio. I mean, I don't really care at this rate.
Get Van den Beek. Get Van den Beek.
Yeah, Van de Beek, or I said Bruno Guimaraes from Olympique Lyon. The guy's an absolute baller, and then probably get that left back you were talking about, maybe a Max Gozens. But yeah, Dark Sun G, I really do think we need those 1 to 2 transfers. Whether we'll get them, probably not. But just to answer it, that's what I would say. And that's the key to the sneaky top 4. If we were to get, I would say, what would you say, David? Like 6 points to a degree. I feel like if we got 6 points out of those matches, I'd be actually say that would be maybe the key to a sneaky top 4, but who knows? Who knows? But Dark Sun G, big yourself up. Also, let me know if you're also part of the Chris the Goat Wood fan club as well, because I think he's always been the striker we should have gone for.
Big up, Dark Sun G, my man. Really appreciate it as well with the big one. What a legend. And Jack, everyone in the comments is saying Tanguy started that game. Lazy.
Yeah, I was dead wrong.
No, look, honestly, my memory's like that, Jack, as well, so I wouldn't even worry about it.
I weirdly can remember the most random of numbers, but never who started a game or things like that.
Stop. Lazy 8, big up, Nick. Hope things are well, brother. Hope things are well. He says, before yesterday, I was convinced that Brian needed to get back to Toronto quick style, or we'd surely be relegated. So happy to be wrong. What would you say to Nick, Brian?
Yeah, that was the first thing when we won. I was like, oh, thank God. But people got to remember, I was still in Toronto for Crystal Palace. So that run technically started whilst I was still in Canada. But yeah, I hadn't helped. I hadn't helped the matter really So yeah, I've got to say as well, before I talk about Kane and Son, there's a lot of people, obviously, whether they like him or not, talking about Maddison and saying Maddison's a gooner. Not only is he that, but I'm going to tell you a story and see if you know who I'm talking about. He actually hates Tottenham because before his move to Coventry to Norwich, we messed him about.
Yeah.
With the price. So who am I talking? But that's another reason why. Like Benteke, when he left Aston Villa and he wouldn't come to us because on his first season, same thing happened. He went to Liverpool. But enough of that. Let's get on to Son yesterday.
That lamppost anyway. Maybe in the long run that one worked out. But
yeah,
the James Maddison one, no, I agree with you. Look, I remember at the time there was a lot of talk about the kid, and Tottenham just staked the bout on it. You're 100% correct there, Brian. I have to say, look, Nelly, you're always right when it comes to that. You know that's one tick off the notepad. I absolutely love it. But Nick, my man, I really appreciate the support, brother. Really appreciate it. And look, as long as we keep winning, I think we need to start a campaign to keep the eagle in England while we keep winning. That's for sure. But big up, Nick. Really appreciate it, my man. But look, Brian, legend. What else do you want to talk about, my man?
Yeah, so I want to talk about Son and Kane now. Son was outstanding. Son was everywhere, on the left, on the right, tracking back, getting forward. He was absolutely superb. He looked like he got his mojo back. He looked brilliant, and obviously everyone loves him. No one can not love him. So now on to Harry Kane. And David, I've spoken to you about this earlier when we had a phone call. Listen, a lot of this, and I think why he's playing so bad is because we're playing him in a 3, and he does not belong in a 3. He has to play as a 1, and that's where he belongs. But Danny and I did play a cam on him. And yes, you saw the little flick for Lo Celso and whatever, but off the ball, he is just on a different planet. The amount of time Son was trying to go wide, and so Son keeps going from left to centre, and Kane just drifts. I mean, Son was getting there, and Kane's 10-15 yards behind, just trotting away, just trotting away. The cross from Emerson when he could have got to it, but he didn't even try. He didn't even make a sliding tackle. I mean, or a sliding attempt to get to the ball. He is just. His body language as well. There were 2 incidences. So when we went 2-1 up for the goal celebration, now everyone gets together, whatever. He went round, a couple of pats on the back, and just walked off head down by himself. 3 actually. When we went a goal down, I said it last week. Normally he's like this. Come on, get. He just walked to the centre circle, head down. And then when the final whistle blew, he was by the. If I'm talking about Tottenham Hotspur, it was on the west stand. As if you were looking at the south stand. I don't know what that stand's called now. I don't know if it's the east or the west, but that stand there. So if you're looking from the wall of noise, the south stand, he's on the right-hand side. Yeah. And the ball goes out for play, and he's right next to the fans. Now, normally when you get 3 points, it's like, yes. Or so, as soon as the ball was going out of play, as soon as the whistle went, he just stopped running, turned around, walked the other way. Didn't even thank the fans until the amazing Højbjerg came over. Do you know what? Like I said, I think a lot of this could be we're not playing him in his best position, which bugs the hell out of me. Bugs the living daylights out. When you have the best player in a position, you play him in that position, surely. But we didn't. And you know what? It's amazing how he can score 2 against whatever the Portuguese team was. He can score 3 against Mura. And when I did the watch along at We Are Tottenham TV, he looked sharp against Wolves. I even said to you, but I said he's had a haircut. Was it when you said? And then the Premier League, he's just not there. And I can understand his frustration and not getting the move or whatever, but you stand for something. You are the star player. You are the man. And it's just his body. I mean, Joe, if he scores a couple of goals in each England game and plays off his nut, I'm going to be so pissed off with him. But you know what I mean? We're not playing him in his best position as well. So I think that has something to do with it. But his general... Like, even when we're off the ball, he's not trying to get into position. He's just lightly jogging. I mean, we know he's not blessed with pace. It's off the ball. It's just not what it used to be. It just isn't. And who knows, when he starts playing in the 1, if we do it, it could change completely. But he is just not giving it his all. And like Bob Spurs said, when this whole summer thing happened, he has answered. He's opened himself for criticism. Everything he does is be like, oh, it's because he's not trying. So he's kind of brought this on himself. But footballers, you look at someone like David Beckham when he got sent off against Argentina. in '98. He came back and he got battered by every single away team ever.
Yeah.
And what did he do? Have the season of his life, and they won the treble. Now, obviously, he had a lot of world-class players around him, but his actual performances, where everyone hated him, is like, right, you know what? I'm going to show you who I am. And he's just not doing it for Tottenham. That's the frustrating thing. That's what's annoying me. I understand that we're not playing him in his right position, but there's no real effort or die-hard commitment from him. And it's so frustrating because, like people say, we know what we can get from Ndombele if he's on top form. That's what is annoying me with Kane. We're just not seeing it. I think he had one shot or maybe even two shots, but he had a couple of shots against. Normally, Harry Kane will have 8-9 shots per game, or at least a few killer balls, and he's just not doing it. And it's just.
Do you not think on another day, though, Ryan? Do you not think on another day he could have came out with a goal and 2 assists? Because he put Sonny through. Sonny should have scored, missed one. Lo Celso, he should have scored that near the end, missed it. And Kane, look, he should have scored his chance and missed it.
No, with that part, you're right, David. But there was a. I can't remember it was the second half because he was looking at us, where Harry Kane got the ball just outside the area, and normally when he's in that sort of space, wallop shot, you know it's coming. But he's just taking too long on the ball. I don't know if it's confidence or whatever. And there's times where Harry Kane will just literally leather it, and he's just not. Do you know what? Maybe he needs to go away with England, bag in a couple, and then come back from Newcastle and be right. Let's get this going. But it's, you know what? He came on at Wolves, and everyone was going, "Here you go." Well, Harry Kane, and we were all singing his name. And he was like, "Oh, thanks for the love. I'm going to stay and give everything I've got." Well, in the Premier League games, he really hasn't. He really, really hasn't. And David, you as a diehard Harry Kane, massive fan, well, you know he's not been having the impact that he normally does.
Yeah, but do you know what? For me, I put it. Look, I get what people are saying, right? It's look with Harry Kane, Brian, right? He's one of them players. Spurs fans are always, and even before this transfer move, always had this debate about Harry Kane at the start of the seasons.
Yep.
Forever as a Spurs fan. Forget about him wanting to move this summer. Spurs fans always said at the start, no, we need to drop Harry Kane. He's not scoring. He's not doing this. He's not doing that. For as long as I remember tuning in to Tottenham YouTube and stuff like that, this debate has always been around. I'll be honest with you, Brian. Where I'm at with the whole Harry Kane thing is I'll be honest with you, I don't agree with it because no other club around world football would have this debate about their very top striker. Like, you know, we were talking about creativity and goals, and people are giving out about it. But don't remember, Harry Kane had our most assists last season and our most goals. So people are crying about goals and assists, but then want to take out the man who provided it all last season. This season, I just think it is a case he's starting off slow. We have to remember, he's already got 6 goals this season.
He should have also had 2 assists last night when, as David said, like that back heel Gio. I was screaming at Gio. He needs to bury that, and then Sonny needs to bury that other finish.
I agree with you when it comes to the Premier League. But the thing is, he's always started slow. We have to remember, he's starting even slower this season is because he finished playing, like, what, a week or 2 before the season? You know what I mean? He's just starting slow, I reckon. I reckon coming back after the international break, I reckon he will be firing. Because
do you know what I think the biggest problem is?
Just 1 second, Brian. If you notice from the very start to now, he's actually getting more chances now than what he was a couple of weeks ago. And the law of averages, he will start taking them.
Well, the thing I will say about it, and this is the big thing, and I think this has happened as well. Harry Kane knows he starts no matter what because there's no competition. Yeah. He knows. You know what I mean? So, I mean, last season, we all know Aurier up and down. But when we brought Doherty in, Aurier started like a train on fire, literally, because he knew there was competition for his place. And when we had Walker, Rose, Trippier, Davies, they knew, mess up, there's competition. Whereas because we don't, and I'm not going to go to him, I'm just saying this is how it is. Because he knows, listen, there's no competition, I'm going to start. Don't get me wrong, at least if we had bought another striker, not saying they're better than Harry, even if we've got the Edouard from Crystal Palace, just or the guy that I've seen in the comments, the Korean guy from Wolves. Sorry, I don't know his name, but I know of it.
Yeah.
Even if there was someone there to say, right, you know what, I'm here, and then it goes, oh wait a minute, we got another striker there, so I best, Harry Kane's fit, Harry Kane, we know this, but at least if there's someone there Because let's say Harry Kane got an injury and then this striker came in and scored every single game he was gone. Yeah, we know Harry Kane, but at least it's food for thought. And Harry Kane knows, like, if I start dropping,
yeah,
I'm going to be. And every team, we remember. I mean, it's different because we play with the one now, but we had Keane, Berbatov, Defoe, Bent at one point.
Yeah,
and they all knew, whether you loved each player or not, that Berbatov was going to start 9 times out of 10. But if you don't play well, you're coming out and someone else will go in. Or if you need a rest, there's someone there. So then you might get more out of Harry Kane because he's had a rest and not picking up. Because there's no direct replacement. Let's be serious.
yeah.
Llorente did well. Vinicius, I thought, should have been given more time. And Janssen, let's not even get into it. But he's known that he's there. He's known, I'm there, and I'm going nowhere. And it literally, we haven't bought a second striker to say, right, this guy's staying for a while. And I think that, you know what, when you know I'm going to play no matter what, it also may be affecting him, you know what I mean? Because he knows he's going to start.
You know what? That is actually a fair argument. I'll give you that. That is a fair argument. But the thing is, if Harry Kane doesn't perform this season, City won't come in. The bids will not come in for him. So I don't think he's personally going to self-sabotage himself either, to a point where, like, I get it. Jesus Christ, like, for fuck's sake, we're all pissed off at Levy. Why can't he be? He has to deal with the fucker on a daily basis. You know what I mean? But I do see a lot of people saying, you know, maybe he self-sabotaged himself. He's purposely not playing well. And look, I get it. You know, sometimes maybe he does look a bit checked out. But look, he's not going to self-sabotage himself because he won't get the move if he doesn't perform for Tottenham this season. It's that simple.
Well, do you know what? In response to that, I don't even think he's going to City next summer. I think he's going to go to United. And I'll tell you why. Because Cavani extended his contract. And I think that's when they said, right, we're not going to go for Kane right now because Man City might come in with a stupid bid so they cover their tracks. They won't be renewing it again. And then when he gets the chance to play with Ronaldo and whatever, and it's another year down on his contract, I can see Haaland City, because obviously the link with the dad. Yeah. We all know Mbappe is going to Real Madrid. Whether he said, apparently Mbappe said, "Don't worry, I'm not going to leave for free. I won't leave you skim." But obviously he's got 6 months on his contract come January, so I think there's a deal where he'll sign like a 6-month contract with an obligation with Real Madrid. So we know he's going there. So I think Kane will be at United next season. That's my, like I said, I can just see it because they're going to lose Cavani.
I actually think there'll be a bidding war next. If Kane performs, there's going to be a whole host of teams around Europe looking for a striker. But look, let's get Jack's thoughts on this. Let's get Jack's quick thoughts on this. He's been sitting there patiently. I kind of cut him off a minute ago. But look, let's get his thoughts on the whole debate there that me and Brian were having.
I think, to be honest, he probably deserves plenty more assists than he has this season. He deserves plenty more assists than he has this season. And then as well, you probably would say that's not really his fault that, you know, other players don't finish it. In terms of the body language, I think everybody that's been at the games can say a lot more than I can. I unfortunately don't have the privilege to be able to do that. And so when I consider that, you know, I think that could be plenty true. But then when you also consider that, you know, sure, maybe the body language might be poor, I still would say, you know, he's 2 degrees still a world-class striker. And we saw that with that back heel to Gio Lo Celso. I would just, you know, stand by that a million times. You know, even a striker on form probably wouldn't even have done that when you really think about it. And also as well, as much as we like to say, yeah, it's been a really, really slow start. Players like Ivan Toney only has like 2 goals in the Premier League. I think one of them or even 2 of them were both penalties when you think about it as well. So you think about some of the top class strikers that probably should be, you know, firing off the mark, aren't necessarily doing so either. And then again, you would say in the terms of Harry Kane, yeah, he should bury those chances. Probably the body language, probably things going on in his head might be preventing him. But you just have to consider that there's still that distribution that we see a million times that he's still able to do, even when he's not even asked, or even when he looks kind of begrudged to play for Spurs, still plays those balls in behind, still creates plenty of chances for his teammates and whatnot. I would still say that, you know, I would take that over a million times, you know, and it's kind of, in my opinion, as much as a player, if he looks like he doesn't want to play for Spurs, that can be infuriating. It is infuriating, which is why we've all answered that Sonny is the new face of Spurs. If we just got a season of Harry Kane, if, you know, him maybe even 80%, 90% of his best, 75% of his best, I still think that's better than practically any other striker that we could probably even bring in. So that would just be my state on it. And regardless of his body language, regardless of, what he might be saying, in and around the club, we're still seeing him providing opportunities for his teammates. And also, people have said if you wanted to put the stats behind it as well, he's probably created plenty of big chances for his teammates, even if he hasn't put away the chances himself.
With what you said, I agree. But when you mention a striker like Ivan Toney, or let's say Antonio at West Ham, or anything, what you do see, especially from Brentford, who don't get, I said it from the beginning, there'd be nowhere near relegation. They are a very, very good outfit. But Ivan Toney and the way they work for each other, they know, and that's what you see. You see Ivan Toney running around all over the place. And listen,
he's missed a lot of big chances this season when you think about it as well. Ivan Toney should have a lot more than 2. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, both of those were penalties, or at least one of them was.
That I'm honestly, I'm not too sure on his goal, right? But that's it. Like I said, if we play Harry Kane as a 1 and go back to somehow getting him in a 1, I don't know whether it's 4-2-3-1 or if we play with a 2, but it is 2 up top and Kane can do the Teddy Sheringham, then I'm absolutely 100% convinced he will come back, start getting goals. But when you're playing him out of position, and we've got this situation where I don't understand, the 4-3-3 simply doesn't work. We don't have the players to fit that system, especially when you play Ndombele where he is. Lo Celso needs to, like I said, but I just don't get it. You don't say to when Prime Ronaldo was at Real Madrid and United, yeah, we're going to play you in centre midfield. You're like, right, the team, you're going there. Every team has their star player in their best position. Yet for some reason, Nuno won't go back to a back 3 where he was successful at Wolves. He's trying this, but he won't play the best player or best.
You don't think Harry Kane is playing in his best position? He's playing up front.
Well, no, he's playing as part of a 3. And that's not Harry Kane needs people behind him where he's literally up top by himself and he's not being played correctly in that position.
But a lot of people are saying maybe last night's formation was very different, if I'm not mistaken.
It's still, I mean, if you looked at him against Mura, he just stayed up front. I mean, obviously it was the worst and easiest competition, the team that we'll see. But if you look at Harry Kane, when he plays up as a 1, he's in the box. Yes, he drops deep occasionally, but then Son knows to go forward. He keeps going left. He's favouring the left at the moment, but he's going out there at the wrong. So when last season, when they were so successful, if Son went left, he went to the centre and vice versa. Whereas now Son's going on the left and trying to get in, and where Harry Kane would be, let's say, edge of the penalty area, penalty spot, or 6-yard box, he's at the edge of the D. He's just not, and that's because I think it's the way we're playing with interchanging and whatever. He needs to be a spearhead. Now that's just my opinion. I mean, if you look at Harry Kane's, don't get me wrong, on his day, what he did with Jose, his passing, we all know he's got one of the most.
But if the body language, that's what I mean. If the body language isn't there, if the mentality isn't there, you have to go both ways about it then, Brian. Because then you would say, like, Nuno is realizing that the body language isn't there. He's not getting the 100% Harry Kane that you're talking about. Yep. He can't then just entirely cater to Harry Kane. But then my argument is, even if we're not getting the 100% Harry Kane, it's still plenty better than most strikers you could ever have. And so that's why probably Nuno hasn't entirely catered to him. And to a degree, maybe Harry Kane might be frustrated by that, but he's still, to my opinion, he's still putting in decent performances, not great performances by any means, but has put in good performances where he's still setting up his teammates and he's still being able to do the same distribution that he always has. And that probably just has to do with Nuno, not, being bullied by Harry Kane and not, letting Harry Kane do whatever he wants to do. And he's, saying, listen, we have to focus on Sonny. We have to focus on other players, and you have to go both ways about it.
Just quickly, lads, I'll just take the super chat from Dark Song G, and then there's one from Bob Spur underneath. It's a highlighted comment on YouTube, but it's not actually on the StreamYard. So I do apologize about that, Bob. I do not know why. But Dark Song G, first of all, guys, he says, I'm a Wood fan. If he can score 10 goals for Burnley, he can probably score 15 plus if he has a game time. Let's hope we can play games like Villa and score +1. Jack, what would you say, Dark Song G?
I mean, like I said, Chris Wood is just, I think, the striker we've always should have gone for years, especially we said we've been missing that backup striker for years. It's kind of the one that I have rarely heard, from Spurs fans. I feel like it's the one we should have always been going for. It just makes sense, especially in the matches when we say we're kind of putting in Dane Scarlett in two kind of tough of situations, too scary of situations. This is then perfect opportunity for Chris Wood, the biggest bully in the Premier League. The guy doesn't back down to anybody. And I would say those would be the matches you put him in, especially even maybe putting Chris Wood alongside Dane Scarlett wouldn't actually be too bad of an idea, because he plays alongside plenty of other strikers. He's plenty confident playing alongside another striker. Chris Wood would be brilliant, and he's done it consistently in the Premier League. The guy is just a mercenary. And then also, I mean, would he score 15 plus? Probably not, because if we're talking about the game time that we're talking about, some of these strikers that we bring in as a second striker, I'd be surprised if he got over 10 again, because he wouldn't get the same playing time as he does. But if he were to even get close to it, I think that'd be spectacular. That'd be a success. Mm-hmm. And also as well, I would just say, I mean, I think he's really just speaking about maybe the Chris Wood, unless I'm not mistaken. So there you are. I'd love to see that you're part of the Chris Wood fan club. Love to see that you're part of the Chris Wood fan club. It's just a striker I haven't heard really mentioned lots of times when we've been talking about that backup striker, and I think it's not too beneath Daniel Levy to get someone in Chris Wood. So there you are.
Big up Dark Sun G, my brother. Really appreciate the support.
It's a Daniel Levy even solution as well. It just makes sense for all parties.
Big up Dark Sun G, my man. Really appreciate the support, brother. Bob Spur TV. I don't know why this comment hasn't appeared up.
I don't even see it on. I don't see it on my phone either.
It is here on YouTube underneath, just down from Dark Sun G, and he says, "Big up to all of you, another fantastic show, and a massive big up to my bro." For doing all that he can for the Leanic out movement. Big love to all.
Big up. Big up.
Big up, Bob Spur. So there you are. Bob, I genuinely don't know why it hasn't come up, my man. I don't know why it's come up.
I see it on my phone now. I see it on my phone now. There it is.
I'll probably tell you why. I don't know if you saw it when you logged in. Even when I tried to come on your stream, there was even a banner that said Facebook, because of all this, is having issues. Right. It could be because of that. I mean, it's literally... When you start into 2 yards, when you get into the bit, type your name and everything, there's like a blue banner that's saying you may have issues. So it could be because of that.
Okay, yeah. Well, look, and I do apologize if anyone else has sent stuff in and it hasn't appeared up here. I do apologize. I'll be honest, I've been keeping an eye on it. I don't think it is the case. I think Bob is the exception today. But big yourself up, Bob. Hope things are well, my man. But look, Brian, we have one more guest to get to. So look, great all I have to say. I really enjoyed the discussion. Thanks for coming on.
Always a pleasure, guys. Just quickly going to plug my channel because Tottenham on tour. We're at 430. We're really on a push to 450 or 500. We're trying to grow that channel. So everyone who hasn't of the Harris Army, please pop over to Tottenham on tour and you'll find us. Please come and follow us. We're going to have a lot of fun whilst I'm here. And yeah, big up these two as always. It's always a pleasure. And have a good night. And I'll do my always, as always, Levy out.
Big up, Brian. Really appreciate you coming on, my man. I have to say, I really enjoyed the conversation. You know what? A calm Daigle. It's weird to have, I have to say, but I'm enjoying it. I am enjoying it. And big up Cody Mack as well. Big up Cody Mack. Everyone, make sure you do smash that like button. Make sure you do smash that subscribe button. And look, why not send in a super chat too to help support the channel, guys? It's a massive, massive help. You have no idea. Look, we know not everyone is in a position to do so do not worry about that. I will keep bringing up everybody's comments. But look, Harold Tommen has answered the call. Big up, my man. Says, what's the biggest tactical and personnel difference between 4-3-3 and 4-2-3-1? Look, maybe I'll take a quick stab at this. So, look, the difference between the 4-3-3 and the 4-2-3-1 is if you're playing the 4-3-3, you have to keep you have to play a DM who, for me, when other teams are going forward, who's going to slot in between the two centre backs to form a tree, a bit like what Arsenal do with Tommy Asu, bring him in from right back and sit in and make a tree. But look, the biggest problem with the 4-3-3, Harold, was Dele Alli was playing on the left-hand side, bombing forward. Reguilon was also being asked to bomb forward. And look, you can go and look at it against Arsenal. How many times then did they come down that side and Eric Dyer didn't know whether to go or stay? Then he was being dragged about and it just looked absolutely awful. As well, you know, when you're playing, say, for instance, an Ndombele in there, it's too attacking. You know, because you're allowing both sides with your fullbacks to bomb forward. You're two in midfield to bomb forward. So you're exposing yourself at the back. You play Højbjerg, Skip and Ali in there. It's too defensive. There's no creativity. And with the 4-3-3, because it's such a rigid formation, for bodies to be able to get forward out of that midfield and get up and support the likes of a Harry Kane, a Son, whoever plays out on the right, it's a hell of a lot of running to do, and it's a hell of a lot to ask for them. So and then also to get back and to do the defensive work. But we also do not have the players to play that formation. It's just that simple. We do not have the players to fit in it. When you play the 4-2-3-1, Højbjerg and Skip sit. That means when Reguilon and Royal bomb forward, Skip can cover one side, Højbjerg can cover the other, so they're covered going forward. You also then have your attacking midfielder like Ndombele yesterday, Son, Lucas, and Kane. So in effect, you're actually getting a lot more bodies forward. You can because of the way where your players are situated on the pitch and what you ask them to do, it's a lot easier to hold possession as well. Because when you're in the 4-3-3, you've one option if there's nothing else in front of you, and it's lump it forward to Harry Kane. When you play the 4-2-3-1, you always have your wing backs. You have Son over the top or Lucas. You can put it into Harry Kane, or you have Ndombele there. So there's huge differences between it. I think we have the personnel to be playing a 4-2-3-1. I just think it suits the players in the team a lot better. Look, I tried my best. Hopefully you can understand what I was saying. I don't know if it made sense to you or anyone else out there, but that's my perspective on it. Jack, what's yours before we get on the legend, Philip?
Quickly, I think the big difference would be like describing Barcelona versus West Ham. I think that would be a big difference to describe it with, Barcelona. Of course, we've always seen someone like Sergio Busquets playing that one center defensive role. That's what I would say with the 4-3-3. It's like one center defensive mid versus two with the 4-2-3-1. With the 4-2-3-1, you have two center defensive mids. In the two center defensive mids, you have one that can bomb forward when the time is right, and he has to pick and choose those moments. And that's why a good example would be someone like Thomas Souček. The guy, chooses when to go forward, when the time is right, and he just puts his body in the box. To a degree, he puts his body in the box, whereas like Højbjerg kind of likes to kind of sit a bit higher in front of the 18 and try to play passes from there, even take a shot from distance, where Souček probably wouldn't. But that would be kind of the difference, would be playing two center defensive mids versus just only one. With only one center defensive mid, practically need a world-class center defensive mid if you're going to do that. Yes. You really do. You just need one that can just not only dictate the tempo, but can also get stuck in, can also be able to just be an absolute destroyer. You're asking for an all-in-one center defensive mid. And then you even saw that with Barcelona and the way that they play. They do like Pedri and then someone else. I think at this rate, it's now Nigel de Jong. Or not Nigel de Jong, the other de Jong at this case. So there you are. So, I would just say, it's probably just the difference between maybe how West Ham play and probably how Barcelona play. And you practically need a world-class CDM in order to do that, if you were doing the 4-3-3. And I think we probably have made that mistake, and we have to realize that with the 4-2-3-1, we can allow one number 10 to do whatever he wants, have two center defensive mids where one bombs forward when he chooses to. And that's the best way to go about it. Apologies for my errors on the Barcelona. Just somehow was forgetting all, the Barcelona midfield three. I was thinking about Iniesta, Xavi, and Busquets. Dave got a little bit caught up in the old days.
Expertly answered as well, I have to say, Jack. Good answer.
Frankie de Jong, thank you. I don't know why. That's ridiculous. That's embarrassing. That's actually embarrassing on my fact. I couldn't remember his freaking first name. I really could not for some reason. So there you go. I really appreciate that. That's actually I'm quite red in the face for that one, I will say.
No, don't worry about it. It happens, man. It happens. Look, I make mistakes all the time, But look, Harold, basically the 4-3-3 is rigid. The 4-2-3-1 just allows you a lot more freedom of movement, a lot more fluidity in the formation. I can't believe I'm even using the word fluidity. It's a word I hate when people describe it, tactics and that, but it's a good word, I suppose. But look, enough of us now. Let's bring on the legend. Let's bring him on. Ooh, it's my man, Philip. First of all, Philip, I want to say thank you for filling in yesterday. And I think they enjoyed you more than what they ever enjoyed me, my man. Brilliant job, and thank you so much.
Oh, no, David, there's no replacing the irreplaceable.
No, there wasn't.
I thoroughly enjoyed the night.
People have been referencing what you were saying last night in the comments there. Like Philip was saying yesterday and all.
Oh, right. Yeah, I was a bit late logging on, so I missed that. But no, it was great. I really enjoyed doing the show with Jack. It was good, great fun. Anytime your missus wants to take you out, I'll be there, right?
Yeah, absolutely love it, lad. Absolutely love it. I appreciate that. But look, Philip, I'm absolutely still buzzing. I'm still on cloud 9. Look, what do you want to talk about, my man?
Oh, God. I think, yeah. I mean, isn't it great to be sitting here on the Monday night with positivity booming around the place? rather than looking for the nearest bridge to jump off. You know, I mean, it's just it was a great result, good performance. Although I think Jack and myself were having discussions last night about how the hell was Matt Target credited with that goal. I saw an angle on it today which proves it actually did hit his shin.
But then I saw another angle that said that Matt Target hit it. So it's like we're getting different images.
Hit Matt Target chin, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
So regretfully, we have to say they got it right.
Yeah, you know? I think he mind controlled him, though, actually, Philip. That's what I was saying earlier. I think he mind controlled him, Lucas, you know, to put it in for him. You know, it's kind of like you just have someone do it else do it for you.
You know, it was just either or.
But, yeah, it was actually.
But it was good. And, you know, to see I was so pleased, too, with the crowd reaction. I was worried about the crowd.
Yeah.
If Villa had scored first, what the reaction was going to be. Thankfully, we didn't give them the opportunity to do that. Although Villa did look strong enough in the first 10 or 15 minutes. But after that, apart from a few minutes in the start of the second half, we were, you know, the better team. Should have scored more than 2. We should have won that game 4 or 5-1, really. Yeah. You know?
Yeah.
And like I was listening with interest there to Brian's take on Harry Kane. I'd agree with them up to a point. I think if the whole City thing hadn't happened, we'd just be talking about Harry Kane doing what all strikers, or going through what all strikers go through is a lean period.
Yeah,
you know, it happens to them. It happens to them all. You know.
Yeah,
but the body language has been referenced a lot, Philip.
Yeah, well, I mean, okay, that's probably a throwback to or a hangover from the City situation. You know, he's. But then again, if he wants his big move, he's going to have to start, you know, getting his mojo back again. You know, and start his running back, checking back, doing what he was doing last season, and which he's not really done so far this year. I still think it's coming. If he can have a good international break now, I keep saying some team is going to suffer, and let's hope it's Newcastle, and then especially West Ham. I really want West Ham to suffer.
Big time.
You know, it is not in my repertoire. I'm not in my mindset to see West Ham within 10 places of us in the league. They're too bloody close to us. They're too bloody close. And thank you, Brentford, for keeping them there, because other than that, they would have been probably ahead of us, you know.
They're doing the Lord's work right now, Brentford.
They are, but I'm confident enough that come December when we play them, they'll have been sussed out. And teams will be starting to know how to handle them, you know. And as long as we can take the lead from other teams, because Brentford are going to have good results, they're going to have some bad ones too. You know, they're going to come a cropper on occasions, and hopefully one of them is going to play us. You know.
I couldn't agree more. But look, Philip, you know, plenty of positives yesterday. One thing I keep seeing in the comments is this 4 hours. You know, Royale, Regulon, Pudding. You know, look, how important is it that we do get our settled back 4, and how much of a building block is it going forward for us that we do get that settled back 4? Is it crucial, would you say?
Absolutely. I've been banging on about this for a long time. We've got to get a settled back 4. I'll refer back to, this is a baseball analogy, but you remember that film with Kevin Costner, The Field of Dreams?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The tagline on that was, if you build it, they will come. Right? So I will take it. If we build the the back 4, that'll take us through for the next couple of seasons, we could have a back 4 like the Arsenal of the Invincible season. You know,
there you go.
To do that, you have to play week in, week out with the same 4 people as much as possible. And so far, it's been like a jigsaw puzzle. There's been a bit here and a bit there, and you know, shifting people around and playing them here and playing them there. Get a settled back 4 for the Premiership matches. Okay, for the cup games and for the conference, chop and change. Give the other guys a run. But for the big games, the 4 hours will do me.
No, 100%. And just quickly before I let Jack in with a couple of questions, because I know he's getting eager, he's there clawing at the screen, let me in. but look, before I let him in, you know, Romero, man, for me, look, this is the guy you build your defence around. He's your mainstay, and you put the rest around him. I think Regulon at left back, I think now that we've sorted out the 2 midfielder situation, I think you're going to see a lot better from him. I think Royale at right back, I keep saying, I have no questions over the signing. I think he'll be a great signing. And I agree with you. I actually agree with you that Roden should be the guy in beside him, given the chance. He looked like our best defender last year. But how important is it we put in whatever complements Romero?
Oh, yeah. I mean, okay. If needs must, we could have the 3 R's and another initial. If they find out whether it be Sanchez, I don't think it'll be Dyer. I think it's Sanchez, maybe the other one. But I think Roden to me now has got the it will get my nod. I play Roden. Again, he's young. It's his dream move to come to Spurs. He's not one of the boys. That's not one of the team. Unfortunately, we have a few players that are just sitting there picking up their paycheck every month.
Yeah,
and we got to get rid of them. That's the deadwood. So no, Roden for me, and that's not no disrespect to Sanchez, who's a decent enough player, but I just fancy Roden to be the guy to sit in beside Romero, because Romero will teach him. Romero will tutor him.
Yes,
and that's what we need. Talk to him, keep him alert. No drops in concentration, and which Eric Dyer is unfortunately prone to. And Sanchez as well. I still think back to that goal, the own goal Sanchez scored against West Ham when we were 3-0 up, or was it 3-1 up? I think that was the start of our downfall last season. That game,
it was.
If we'd have won that match, we would have been sailing. But after that, the doubt set in, and the rest is history. But,
I thought I was going to bed with happy thoughts tonight, Philip. Thanks very much.
Well, and last night as well. Just 2 nights running. This is great. And 2 more weeks before I even have to think about it nearly,
Do you know what? There's nothing better than being able to gloat for 2 weeks. You know what I mean? I absolutely love it. But look, we better let Jack in. He's going to get me in a nuggie shortly, so we better let Jack in.
I was going to say maybe we could probably do now. Maybe we calm down a little bit. At least I know I have, Philip. In terms of my player ratings, I've calmed down a little bit. I've seen the player ratings, from a lot more reasonable, sensible people, maybe than the high that I was on from the win. If you had to pick maybe a best performer from the back line, who would it be?
Romero.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. And then maybe in terms of Region and the poll question, Region and Royale, would you feel like is it potentially the new Walker and Rose, or are we getting ahead of ourselves?
Well, I think it might take a little bit of might take to another season or so before they reach that. I mean, Walker and Rose were phenomenal. Ace. They were really, really good and very, very hard to compare. 2 new lads, really, with 2 guys that were at the club for a number of years. Yeah. But give them the time, give them experience, and there's no reason why they can't. Okay, they mightn't have Walker's pace, and they mightn't have Danny Rose's.
I don't think anybody has Walker's pace.
No, that's true. But no, I mean, on a football, on a technical, these guys have learned their trade on the continent. So they may be a bit more technical players than Walker and Rose. And who knows whether that'll be an advantage or not. But give them time and they may well do that. But they've got to be in a settled back 4. They're not going to reach the heights if they're not playing regularly together.
I agree with that. And look, Ribsy85 with the super chat. Big up, brother. Really appreciate the support, my man. And Philip, look, I'm no better man to answer the question, so I'll give it to you. He says, with Roden, do you think maybe we give up a bit of that passing ability at the back?
But do we really have it? Have we ever really had a passing ability at the back? You think about it.
Yeah, that's true.
If we have, Toby, he's gone. Jan Vertonghen, he's gone. You can't count them because they're not there anymore. Yeah. So we're really starting the passing ability. We're starting from 0 because we've really got what you could really call 4 new defenders into the club. Pretty much, although Reguilon's got a season behind him. Roden's half a season behind him. The other 2 boys are brand new. So we're probably not giving, we're giving up. We've given it up by transferring Toby and Jan Vertonghen. But hopefully we can get it back when the new boys bed in. Because I don't think anyone is going to be able to match Toby Alderweireld for that diagonal pass he used to throw in every so often. I mean, that for a centre half, that was a midfielder's pass. Brilliant.
I love it when we win. Phillips brilliant. Alderweireld with the midfields pass and everything. I love it when Phillips on a he cracks.
Romero can is I've seen him do it once. He can take the ball out of defence.
Yeah.
Now, hopefully, when he takes it 40 yards up the pitch, he doesn't pass it straight to the opposition like some of our players
That's what
are
we're all
trying to
worried
do.
about.
You know, if
Yeah.
we can put this pass after that, we get a ball playing centre half, which would be pretty much a rarity in the Premiership. You know.
No, but look, do you know what? That's a great point, because you don't always need that ball playing centre back, to be honest. Look, every professional footballer should be able to pass a ball 5, 10, 15, 20 yards, should be able to clip a ball over the top to somebody. Every professional footballer should be able to do that. But with Romero, he has that ability, is kind of what Maguire brings to United, but he has more zip and more agility, is being able to bring the ball out himself. Romero can. He can bring the ball out himself, and he's confident, which again, like when you've had Sanchez and you've had Dyer, they've been passing it between them and then ultimately lump it long. With Romero, he's like, okay, you're going to give me 40 yards? Perfect. I'll just run with it, guys. You know what I mean? Whereas the others didn't want to take that responsibility. So that's maybe we're going down a bit of a different route there, but who knows? Maybe Roden could be out there pinging balls like David Beckham.
Very
Who knows?
possible, you know. I mean, at least Roden, if he's going to take a passing as a role model, let him look at Romero. Don't look at Matt Doherty, who, you know, if he passes that ball to a white shirt and twice in a match, we nearly give him the man of the match for it, you know. So you know, but that. Sorry, go on, Jack.
No, you were on a roll. I was just going to say, I was going to make a joke. Some were saying, you know, Doherty's better blindfolded, you know, playing a pass to a Tottenham shirt.
Well, if he did, it's a 50-50, but he'll always pass to the opposition anyway. He does it for Ireland as well. It's not just for Spurs.
Speaking of that, we have to watch him tomorrow, Philip. We have to endure that fucker tomorrow.
Oh, God, yeah, that's right. Ooh, anyway. Where was I? Right, back four, passing ability. Yeah, again, like going back to Kevin Costner again. If you build it, they will come. We will get there, you know, and we will have a defense. Let's face it, we had a great defense there in the season we came runner-up. We really had a really, really good defense. Okay, I know it was Walker, Vertonghen, Alderweireld, and Danny Rose. Hard act to follow, but it can be done. We've got the players potentially to do it, you know, and. But again, those guys played a lot together. There wasn't too much chopping and changing that season, so that's the way to do it, you know?
Yeah. No, 100%.
Maybe in terms of Roden, he plays in that left center back position. That's probably why, you know, we probably see that passing ability not there, Philip. Do you think that's why, you know, we just kind of lack a left-footed center back that could have at least a bit more comfort, you know, playing a ball, whereas with Roden, he has to continue to either play with his left foot or kind of play with an inside the foot kind of pass, you know, to somebody. That's just a bit more difficult than maybe people realize.
Sure enough. But you know what I put a lot of it down to is confidence. If you're confident in your own ability, you'll try hitting a pass out. Too often and too many centre backs do this in all the divisions. They get the ball and they just lump it up the pitch to get rid of it because they just don't have the confidence. And let's face it, Spurs were pretty low on confidence for a few matches there.
Yeah.
You know, those 3 games that we lost on the trot there, the confidence was drained out of the team. There was nobody putting their foot in the ball and spraying it about from the back. They were panicking. They were getting rid of it as quick as they could.
Yeah.
You know, and so again, with the results, the confidence will come. The training will hopefully get through to the guys. And you know, I know it's been a slow enough start to the season. We're 8th. We're only 4 points off the top. You know, that's not a bad position to be in, to be honest. You know, I mean, geez, to watch again, I'll go back to, you weren't there last night, David, but I saw a tweet yesterday that absolutely sickened me. Some guy said, I haven't seen Spurs play since the loss to Wolves last season, and I'm looking forward to seeing Villa beating them today. Now, that type of fan should be barred entry to the ground.
No, I agree.
You know,
no, you're just cracking me up, but no, I agree. That is shocking. You know, you're saying you can't wait to be bet, or you know, you wanting to be bet for your own cause, whatever else. It's shocking. Carry on. Look, no matter what my thoughts are on everything, you know what I mean. One thing I'll always want is our team to win, and that's for sure. Look, at the end of the day, no matter what side of the fence you sit on, no matter whether you're Enoch in, Enoch out, or whatever it may be, Harry Kane in, Harry Kane out, whatever it may be, we all want Tottenham to be successful. And never, ever, ever lose sight of that. And I think that's very important. No matter how much shit times we go through, never lose sight that we all want Tottenham to be successful. But that is bad out tweet. He should be banned from the stadium. I agree. Name and shame, and Philip.
Oh no, I couldn't do that. You might know me. I ended up watching a clip today. We think our defense was bad. I watched a clip today of a match against Newcastle in 1975. The whole back four came forward at the same time for when the Newcastle had the ball, and they left 3 Newcastle players on side. Can you imagine that today? They got the offside trap. They sprung the offside trap. We were 2-0 down and should have been 7-0 down that match. It was the season before we got relegated. And if anybody wants to complain about Spurs defending at the minute, they should look up some of the YouTube videos from 1975 to 76 and 76, 77. Then you'll see when you really get something on about.
That's for sure. Just quickly, we'll take this super chat, and then I'm sure Jacko has a question. More questions there lined up. Cuba99 says Walker's recovery pace gave us the ability to play the game on the front foot in the opponent's half all game. We were never same since he left. Do you know what?
Great
Absolutely spot on. Absolutely hit the nail on the head. Mic drop moment, walk out through the door, back in, and then just, whatever you need to do to celebrate. Give it a Ronaldo celebration or something. But what a moment. Great comment and absolutely spot on. Jack, what would you say to Kuba?
I mean, obviously, I'm only so young, but I would say Kyle Walker is, in terms of defensive ability, the greatest fullback I've ever seen in my entire life. I'm not even kidding. And we're just talking about defensive ability alone. The greatest fullback I've ever seen in my entire life. The guy is just more athletic than any fullback I've ever seen, more powerful than any fullback I've ever seen. He also has, he almost hits it too hard sometimes on his crosses as well. Some people don't even want to get on the end of it because he hits it so hard, and so accurately. He was just everything that, maybe because I was kind of probably growing up, Dave, during kind of the time when maybe those kind of fullbacks are almost becoming a bit extinct, you might say, the Kyle Walker-esque fullbacks. And I think, what was it? We got him from Sheffield, Dave, for like 200,000 or something like that. Just something ridiculous as well. So I think he's just the greatest fullback of my lifetime. And I know I'm only so young, but the greatest fullback of my lifetime that I've ever seen play for this club. And I just feel like he gave us so much. We even see what he does for England. And, it pains me to say that. We see what he does for England, how much they continue to rely on him more than they rely on practically any other player in that defense. When you think about it, they rely on Kyle Walker. They really rely on him. He seems almost like Cristiano to a bit. He's almost ageless. He's that athletic, he could be 37, and he probably will still have that pace, to a degree. And we saw how much he's also was able to translate, those skills to City. Even someone like Pep Guardiola, who's very stuck up when it comes to technical ability, still sees the value in Kyle Walker. So, yeah, for me, I don't think there's really ever any replacing of Kyle Walker to a degree. He was that world class for us. I don't think you can replace him. But hopefully maybe what we've been, with what Emerson has been regarded as outside of Spurs fans, a lot of people that are not Spurs fans really highly regard him. And then I think to a degree, we saw that last night. He's very good defensively and he's very good at bombing forward. By no means do I think he could ever reach Kyle Walker ability, but maybe he could reach a version of it. And I would just say, like, Cuva99, that is a brilliant comment. And to me, Cuva99, unfortunately, there's no replacing him. He was that brilliant.
My 2 favorite Kyle Walker moments are, one, the goal he scored against Arsenal. And he hit the ball on the run from about 30 yards. I nearly went through the Arsenal goalkeeper, literally through him, But the funniest one of the lot was the day when he was playing for Spurs against City. And he chased back, I think it was Raheem Sterling, and blatantly pushed him in the back. And the referee didn't give a penalty. And we were losing 2-0, I think, at the time. And we ended up drawing 2 each. And literally, it was the most blatant Pep Guardiola nearly had 4 heart attacks after it. He was just going completely nuts. And then I think about 30 seconds later, we scored at the other end, So it was just one of those moments,
I love Walker.
No replacing him, unfortunately. Well, not just at the minute. Hopefully in the future.
You can find a version of just a different player. But like I would say, I don't think there will ever be, even in terms of a human specimen, you can't replace Kyle Walker. That guy is one of a kind. Just one of a kind player.
We've got Royale now. We've moved on.
We got the Royale cheese.
Walker's also upgraded. He likes his women 2 at a time, and he wears sky blue. So we don't want him anymore. We've got Royale in. But no, look, Philip. Title of the show is should Son be poster boy of Tottenham now?
Yeah.
If he isn't already, would you agree with that, or is there any other player you put up there?
Well, I mean, seeing as I gave him 11 out of 10 for the performance yesterday, it's got to be Son. I mean,
yeah.
It really should be a double act, Kane and Son. And at the minute, it's Son. Hopefully by Christmas or before, it's back up to Kane and Son as the two poster boys. Because once those two boys start, playing in tandem again, God help the rest of the defenses. And it will happen. It will happen because, I mean, Kane is too good a player and Son is too good a player that they will work out the system. They'll get it going again. I mean, Son made 2 goals yesterday. Is he taking over the mantle of Harry Kane now, making the goals? Last season, Harry was bombing them in for making them for Sonny. Now Sonny's making them for the other players. It's just a matter of time. Get Harry back in there. Let's get his mojo back and start banging in the goals, because I still think he'll score 20 goals this season.
Yeah, I still think he will. I still think he'll be up there for Golden Boot, to be honest with you. I think, look, Lukaku and Ronaldo will probably get more chances than Kane and might just nick it. But he's definitely going to be up there for Golden Boot anyway, that's for sure. Look, he's just having a slow start. That's all it is, guys. It's just slow. Brian Socrates is in the building. Big up, Socrates. He says, the road to redemption starts with a single step. Villa game was that 4-2-3-1. Pierre-Emile Højbjerg is captain. Kane, we know, will return, but Son is the inspiration. And when the new team gels, we will be back. Come on, you Spurs. Well, look, Philip, I know Brian Socrates, he's a massive fan of yours. So, look, why don't you answer it?
No, I mean, Brian has just summed up the last 15 minutes have been on in one very, very well put sentence there. Yeah, absolutely spot on. I mean, I have a lot of time for Hugo Lloris as a goalkeeper. I'm not a fan of captain goalkeepers. Yeah. They're not far enough up the pitch to influence the thing. So, yeah, Højbjerg is captain. We know Kane will return, and Son is the inspiration. And like I said, when that team new gels, we're going to be back, and watch out.
Yep. I agree. Absolutely love
Brian. Really good point.
Absolutely love it. Big up, Socrates. Jack, I know he's also a big fan of yours, so make his day. Give him an answer.
Brian Socrates, like I said multiple times tonight, even I loved that he did the 1 + 1 + 1. It's just like a Socratic form of logic, as you might say, a Socratic form of logic. So there you go. The 4-2-3-1 is the first step. We've clearly now identified that that's probably our roots. It maybe is the sole reason why, we can still perform that football that we've all been waiting for, that aesthetic, pleasing football, the type of, hardworking football we've been looking for since the Poch era, practically. It lies in the 4-2-3-1. Pierre-Emile Højbjerg is captain. Pretty sure everybody in the building agrees with that. The guy is just, practically just waiting for it to be, put on his right shoulder or his right arm. And then Kane. Can he return? I think he'll, like I said before, 75% Harry Kane is a Harry Kane I still want in this team. Like, I feel like 75% of Harry Kane is still better than majority strikers in the Premier League. And I don't think a lot of people could say different about that. So I think sometimes, as much as the body language might hurt the team, as much as, maybe the attitude could hurt the team, probably say that about plenty of other players like Tanguy and Dele and whatnot. Their attitude can hurt the team. So probably Harry Kane's is probably nowhere different. And then as well, like I said, 75% Harry Kane is, I still think, plenty prolific. Sonny is the new face of Tottenham as well. The way he's just embraced the social media, the way he's just embraced, the team in general. When he was handing out the FIFA, the other day, Dave, there's honestly no better player to do it. I would think Sonny actually was a lot better because he's an international doing it. Clearly also is kind of a man of languages as well. Even say très bien, to Hugo. He was, practicing his Portuguese as well. Like, the guy just seems to be a real face of the club. He really is a real face of the club. And like I said, professional human being. World-class human being, Sonny, and hopefully all 4 of those together, the 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 again, I would say. I think it just gels the whole team back together. And come on, you Spurs. Big up Brian Socrates. Again, Socratic form of logic as per usual from you. You brought us from the beginning of the cave to outside the cave.
The philosopher. Look, I love the way you change your name, put Socrates in there as well. I love it. It's absolutely brilliant. And look, the road to redemption, that's the hashtag I've been using the last couple of days, because I firmly believe it's coming, Look, people are sleeping on us. People are laughing at us. They're making jokes of us. But beware, once we get this right, with some of the signings we brought in, we now also have players we can bring off the bench to change a game. Just beware. Don't sleep on us. We could be a sneaky bet for outside top 4, And Harry Kane could just be coming into form at the right time after the international break. Hit us a nice purple patch, and we'll be mixing up there with the big boys. Trust me. I feel it coming, I just feel it coming.
Sneakiest to top 4s. Ugh, just be delicious. Just be delicious having a top 4.
No, 100%. It really would be. It'd be amazing. Look, even if we made a good stab at it this year, I'd be delighted, Pierre, it's all progress at the end of the day. Pierre-Emile Højbjerg as captain, couldn't agree more, my man. Look, I'd love him to be given the captain's armband. Him, Skippy, Romero, maybe. I'll be honest, if Kane starts scoring again, I'd probably give it to him either. I love him, I do. And look, Son, I agree with you. Look, he is inspirational. He can create chances for himself, and he can create chances for others. And one thing he's added to his game is finishing from outside the box. He's not afraid to crack them from outside the box now either. Son, he is inspirational. And look, when it gels, we will be back, Brian. 100% sure. But as always, man, I hope you're enjoying the win. I hope you're sitting there with a can of beer. But come on, the mighty fucking Tottenham Hotspur. Come on, boys.
Come on,
back to winning ways. But big yourself up. Look, who wants to talk next?
Just one thing I noticed about
Philip, take it away. Take it away.
This isn't generally Spurs, but it just shows you what a crazy season this is for a lot of clubs.
Mm-hmm.
You had a weekend where Real Madrid, Barcelona, PSG, and Bayern Munich were all beaten.
And now, Bayern Munich, everybody's saying is going to win the UCL.
Weekend? It's just ridiculous. And, I'm a bit worried to see the PSG were beaten by Rennes. So that makes our results an awful lot better,
It definitely puts a bit of glass on it anyway.
Yeah, but it'll put, the other thing is it'll put Poch under pressure. I see his name being mentioned again today as going to Manchester United, because Solskjaer's the ice is melting up for Solskjaer now. He's going to fall in one of these days, So anyway, that was just a general comment, nothing to do with Spurs. Well, not really. I mentioned Pochettino.
No, I think to a degree. I mean, Philip, do you feel like we're kind of touching on to a degree kind of recency bias, which I'm plenty guilty of that. Believe me, I'm plenty guilty of that. But I feel like that's what you're kind of referencing also to a degree.
Well, no, you know what I'm saying? I know the Real Madrid and Barcelona things have been caused by money problems, as far as I can see. They've had to sell players and let players go and whatever. Messi being the big one. PSG, he couldn't say they were caused by money problems. They probably got too much money. And Bayern Munich, it was just a blip. I mean, they normally sail along regardless, but that was just a blip that they had. I don't know about the regional stuff. I don't know really. Juventus were nearly the bottom of the Italian league.
They started off horribly. Juventus have started off horribly.
They picked up a bit lately, but so just shows you, you can't take anything for granted these days.
Yeah,
it just shows you to not sleep on us. Look, but big teams have already dropped points quicker than what I thought they would. So all it takes is
let's face it, we're regarded by other managers, other supporters as crap. We're 4 points off the top of the league. That's crap. I'll take it all day long at this stage of the season.
I was even saying that to the barber today, Philip. Just shows how much we're probably surrounded by a bit of that negativity sometimes. Because I was saying to the barber the whole time, I was like, we're shit this year, all this stuff. And then he said to me, he goes like, "Aren't you guys 4 points off the top of the league?" And I was just snapped myself back to reality. And I was like, where am I coming from?
I mean, a couple of wins and we come back and we could be 3 points, 2 points off the top of the league. It just depends how the other results go,
Yeah, you're right, Philip. Bringing a bit of that logic back.
Well, we're a week and a half, a week of 10 days, whatever, is to wait now till the next match. I cannot wait to get up to Newcastle. Because that's a game we have a great chance of winning. Really have.
It's a friendly fixture for us in terms of after the international break. Because like you said, it's a game we should be winning. No excuses. None whatsoever. You should be beating Newcastle. But it's a nice friendly one to kick off. And then you've got we've got West Ham, we've got Burnley League game in there, the Conference League game in there, and then United on the 30th of the month. So, look, we need to get the 3 points against Newcastle. It's absolutely crucial, to kind of kickstart the road to redemption. Put it into second gear. But COVID-99 says, David, don't be so negative. With this sneak the top 4 business, we're winning the quadruple. I saw both kidneys and bet the lot. Big yourself up, Kuna. Big yourself up.
that is the quote of the season. That the absolute best one I've seen yet. Brilliant.
I think you can get actually $100,000 for both kidneys as well, Kuba. So hopefully you can get all your money back and get yourself 3 kidneys. Get yourself 3 kidneys and then just flip it all over again. There you go, Kuba. There you go. Honestly, that's a big parlay. That's a big parlay right there.
He's done a complete 180 on his last comment, so he has. He's done a complete 180. Somehow the two of them are just as good as each other.
I'm just picturing, the bathtub scene, Dave, It's just, and then he just sends it on over, sends it on over as the parlay. That is a brilliant comment. That is a brilliant comment. There you go, Kuvi. Remember to keep them on ice, though, Kuvi. You got to keep those kidneys on ice because then they're not as valuable. So there you go. There you go.
I hope he did it on sale or return.
There's no return. There's no return.
If we don't see Kuva in the chat anymore, we know what happened anyway.
It's on life support, just waiting for the quadruple.
He'd be ringing me, asking me for a kidney next.
Trouble is, you can't get too excited if you're on a life support machine.
It's not too many. Wow, what a comment. That is brilliant. Again, Chris, you should be looking over your shoulder, Chris. You should be looking over your shoulder, Chris. This guy is brilliant. He has a brilliant mind. He has a brilliant mind. I love where these shows. I know, I've seen too much TV, Zanuska. I've seen too much TV. I've seen too much TV. I've seen too much. I even knew the exact value. Again, Mead with the stats. I weirdly knew the exact value as well. I think of the average kidney as well. So there you go. Honestly, I'm a bit embarrassed by that. Zanuska, real legend as well. This is too funny. This is too funny.
Oh God, that's funny now. That really is. That's the sort of joke. If we'd lost yesterday, it would have cheered us all up as well, Yeah,
exactly. It's the truth. Where was that joke last week, Kuva? Although I have to say, you did cheer me up after the North London derby. I have to say, you did pick me up. He's absolutely brilliant. He's sitting at home now, rolling around on the couch, and the missus throwing a remote and telling him to shut up while she's watching Coronation Street. Where were we, guys? Where were we? What were we talking about?
I guess we were talking about preserving kidneys, according to Zanuska. So there we go. There we go. Yeah, Jack Stats with Jack Organ edition. There you go. There you go. There you go, Zanuska. Zanuska just make it. Love
it. But look, we'll get back to Tottenham. Philip, the number 10 role. What do you think the solution is going forward?
Well, I wanted Lo Celso to start yesterday. He didn't. Ndombele did okay up to a point.
Yeah.
Disappeared too much. And apart that one effort he had when he sort of slalom through and got his shot away, that was good. But Lo Celso was good when he came on as well and probably should have scored, when Harry put him through. So the number 10 role remains problematic for us, really. I can see what Nuno is doing. He's trying the 2 boys out, see which one will fit the bill mostly. I still think the better bet is Lo Celso. I think he's probably technically the better player to do it. The way Ndombele is just at the minute, he's just not fully at the races,
Yeah.
And which is a pity because he's huge money buy, and we're never going to get our money back from him. So we're going to have to, try and integrate him and get him to do what we know he can do it. He's got the skill and the ability in spades, but just doesn't seem to be able to get his brain and his feet in the same movement,
Mm.
So the Chelsea, I think, is probably the one that'll probably get the nod from now on. But we'll see. You never know.
What about Newcastle? Do you feel like Newcastle could be? I mean, it'd be kind of a crime again to probably start Tanguy over Lo Celso, but let's say,
yeah. Well, I think
Tanguy, let's say he starts that match. Could that be kind of to a degree? A bit of a, I know we've said this a million times about a million players, Philip, but a bit of almost a final opportunity for him getting that nailed on starting position.
Well, he's on his 14th last chance at the minute, if that's the case, No, I think Lo Celso probably should get the nod at Newcastle because let's face it, Newcastle. Somebody said earlier that it's never we do well up there. We don't lose that often, apart from the famous 5-1 there in 2016.
Last game of season.
Yeah, but they came back to draw with us last year, I think, as far as I remember. So it's not going to be easy, but we should have the players, we should have the ability to beat them comfortably, and to do that, I think give Lo Celso the start next week. If he doesn't do it, he'll probably revert back to Tanguy the following week. But let's Lo Celso, after a great performance against what do you call them, the Slovenian crowd. I thought he was a shoe-in to start on Sunday, but Nuno obviously thought differently, and who knows what will happen next week. But I would play the Chelsea.
Yeah, I would too. Guys, if there's anyone, David, anyone there that can translate this for us, please do. I'd really, really appreciate that, guys.
He's probably offering more for the kidneys.
Yeah, he's probably putting in offers for Alfred Oscarson says, do you guys think there's any progression to be made with the guys who everybody wants out? Dele, Winks, Doherty, the centre-backs, etc. I know they are terrible, but can they get any better?
You got to go. They're all on an individual basis. You can't judge them all at once. So I think, David, you should just take them.
No, look, take it away, Jack. We'll all answer this question each, and then I think we'll probably end off then. But Jack, take it away. What's your answer, my man?
Dele. What I find it funny that we continue to say, put Dele in, his, real position, his real position. That real position was from 5 years ago under a different manager. Is that really, it was such a unique position as well when you really think about it. Personally, I still don't think he has the pace, the ability, or anything anymore. So I think Dele, we've given him a chance with becoming a progressive midfielder or kind of a box-to-box midfielder. To a degree, hasn't impressed too much of that. I think Dele is, continuing to just fall. I don't think there's very much left of him. He's probably just a decent squad player at that rate, in my opinion. But again, most dispossessed player consistently in our squad, no matter how hard he tries. Winks, I don't even know what Harry Winks is. I think he just needs to go down to League One, build himself back up again. Go back to it. And then in center backs, I think we actually weirdly have a decent selection of center backs now, it feels like, to pick from. Maybe the one that you would immediately get out is probably Moon Boots or Sanchez. I'd like to continue to give Sanchez a chance, whereas with Moon Boots, I've kind of really have run out of chances. The rest of the center backs, I'm not too begrudged by, if you ask me, actually. Probably I'm just way too kind of forgiving. Doherty, again, kind of similar to Winks. I don't know what a Matt Doherty is. And, it just needs to go back to League One. And those are probably, and then Ben Davies, that's just not even touching Mr. Catastrophe. That's just, Jesus, Dave, just take it away from here. I can't talk about Ben Davies.
Do you know what it is? I actually just get grumpy when I see these names now, to be honest with you. Look, when I see them, I just see shit in capital letters. I'll be honest with you. Look, all I'm going to say to Spurs fans out there, see them names, look at them, take them in, absorb them. And if you do not want to win trophies, keep persisting with them, because that is exactly what's going to happen. I'm going to end on is, because I'm not even going to go off on one, because I'm actually over it now. I'm over it until they play and piss me off. But look, all I'm going to say is there's only so many times you can polish a turd, and it's still going to be a turd at the end of the day. It's never going to turn to gold. So, you know what I mean? Look, I've given up on them. Dele Alli, I don't know how many chances we have to give him. Under Pochettino, it was a loss of form. Under Mourinho, it's because he didn't tickle his balls and blow him off. And now under Nuno, now I don't know what the excuse is now. I don't know. Maybe Pep Starter isn't doing it for him. I don't know. But I'm fed up with the guy. Don't want him to play anymore. Harry Winks, honestly, this guy is Tom Carroll 2.0, and that's disrespectful to Tom Carroll. He was way better than Harry Winks. Harry Winks cannot take the ball in a half turn, doesn't like contact, can't pass a ball forward, and it's just all-around shit. He goes to Jose. He was crap under fucking Pochettino. When Pochettino had to use him in the midfield as a base, sacked. Then you go on to Jose Mourinho. When Jose Mourinho had to rely on him, sacked. Oh, let's not forget, he actually went in and knocked on Jose's door thinking he had a chance to get into the England squad. So that shows you where that guy's memories have gone. He's lost it. He's completely lost it. Doherty, honestly, the biggest waste of space and embarrassment to the flag, to be honest with you, the Irish flag flying at Tottenham. You've had good representatives over the year. Stephen Carr, Robbie Keane, the Ginger Pele, a.k.a. Gary Doherty. You know, I used to like him, a bit of a cult hero. I'd even say Stephen Kelly was better than Doherty, to be honest with you. And look, Ben Davies, honestly, I don't know how the cops haven't picked him up. He's walking around with a balaclava all day long because he is robbing a living. He is absolutely stealing a living wage. He should be packing bags in Tesco, not playing at Tottenham Hotspur. But like I'm just going to say, you do not want to win trophies at Tottenham. Keep persisting and making excuses for these guys. They do not care. They're causing Tottenham more good or more harm than they are good at this point. Send them to train with you under 23s until they find a new club. Philip, what would you say?
Well, Dele Alli, you know, I had great hopes from this season because he went and got himself fit during the close season. Now, I don't think he'd even get into the last four in a Bob Marley lookalike competition. That's about the height of it. Who else have we got up there? Harry Winks. Harry Winks he'll stay at the club as a squad player, as a conference player. You know, when he plays in the conference, that's about the height of him. He won't play in the Premiership unless we're really, really stuck. The centre backs, well, we've discussed the centre backs. I'll leave alone. That they're reasonably, you know, we're reasonably okay there. With the exception maybe of Eric Dyer, who probably will only feature occasionally again in the conference. Matt Doherty, what can you say about the man who never passes to his own team? You know, very big disappointment. I really thought when we got him, we really bought a good right back there. But we're a season and a half into it now, and I'm afraid, again, he's so far down the pecking order now, he's better off moving on somewhere in January to get a bit of football. Because at least if he can do a job for Ireland, at least he's not a completely lost cause. But,
just getting to play with Shamrock Rovers.
Really, you know, as you said, David, Gary Doherty was a better player than him, and at the time we thought he was crap.
Yeah. You know, you're talking about a guy who could play centre back and striker, and you didn't know what he was better at.
Yeah, that's right.
No, honestly, Jack, that was a thing back in the day. Sometimes your centre back could double up as a striker.
Yeah. Almost Ruud Gullit-esque, but the opposite. I know what you mean.
He was brilliant if you wanted a goal. You know that he was. You send him up there, put the balls in, the big man will win them.
Yeah, that's like maybe even Shane Duffy to a degree. You know, we could probably do that maybe for Ireland. Be more of a center back for you guys. There you go. Or it's more of a striker for you guys. There you go.
Geez, I think he's been a top scorer for the last 4 seasons running, Shane Duffy, to be honest with you. But look, guys.
Oh. What a laugh.
Philip, anything else you want to say? Anything else you want to say before we end off, my man?
No, I can't think of anything at the minute. Just, I hope to God that I think the Argentina boys are sorted this time. There'll be no trips to Croatia when they come back from their match.
Yeah.
They'll be ready to play against Newcastle. Just praying that nobody gets injured during this international break, because we had enough hassle and heartache from the last one. We deserve a break this time. Have them all coming back in one piece, fired up and ready to go, because really the season starts for us against Newcastle. We've got over the blip. Now is the time to get at them, show them what Spurs can do, and you know, let's just prove to everybody we're not just as crap as I think we are.
There you 100%.
Go.
There you go.
Absolutely love it. I love the fighting talk. Jack, my man, great host today, I have to say. Great job yesterday on the show with Philip.
Yeah, well done, Jack.
So happy. And I'm actually delighted and blessed that I can have you two to fall back on. It really is a godsend. So thank you very much. But Jack, where can people find you, my man?
It was actually really good vibes yesterday with Philip. I think we actually made brilliant timing, you know, and then actually people wanted us to stay on a bit longer. You know, Philip and I just got right over the hour mark, which I wanted it to be anyways. And then people just kept us on a bit longer, which is also a blessing, I will say, because, you know, I'm kind of still, David, kind of riding off the high, probably how delusional I am, still kind of riding off the high of the 3 points the other day. And yeah, Philip, honestly, thank you, sir. Really was brilliant, actually, to have you. It really was brilliant.
It was
And
an
also,
honor
again, to have your
service.
player ratings as well, to compare along mine. I think yours were a bit more realistic than mine, probably.
I know.
1 through 11, apart from the Sunny one, which I did you a bit dirty on. Did you a bit dirty. You gave me an 11 for Sunny. You gave me an 11, and I stuck with it. But in terms of Flat Cap Euro Talk, everybody, I'm enjoying these scout reports. I really am. They're actually quite a lot of fun to make because it allows me to still think in kind of a Spurs mindset about a lot of things, but about players that I think could, to a degree, kind of fix our problems. And then when people ask me, oh, which player should we sign in X position? How we can replace X person, allows me to feel like I'm a lot more informed. And so when people have continued to say, especially, I think Philip and David, we heard this a lot. How do we replace Christian Eriksen? We'd never replace Christian Eriksen. I feel like I more or less did that today with saying that, Daichi Kamada, the brilliant Japanese international from Eintracht Frankfurt, I feel like can be an absolute, not really a Christian Eriksen by any means, but in terms of creative ability, in terms of vision, in terms of intelligence, that I think are all, things that we associated with Christian Eriksen. Daichi Kamada certainly has those attributes. And I feel like, it wasn't as much of a kind of like a Lee Kong-in or Kong-in Lee video where you're kind of getting out of your seat with the way the guy embarrasses players. But with Daichi Kamada, almost kind of like a Christian Eriksen highlight reel where you're just like, this guy just breeds class. And I would just say, everybody check out that scout report. I really would appreciate it. Pape Matasar is the next one. David and I already gave, kind of a big stats lesson on that guy a long time ago. Practically the moment we signed him, David and I were immediately in on the stats and the scout report for that. Practically a part 2 when it comes to that, coming out very soon as well. We're going to be releasing that bright and early tomorrow. Pape Matasar video, scout report. On top of that, we're going to go for that Georgian player that we were rumored with from Ruben Kassan. I do feel like that's another player that we've been rumored with that we should probably do a scout report for, and plenty others. Also, actually, part 2 of Kim Min Jae is going to be coming out as well. Lots of scout reports. Shamu is going to be helping me a lot out in terms of the itches of the week. And we're actually going to not maybe call them itches of the week as much anymore because it is kind of hard to keep up with all the itches and what they're doing across Europe's top 5 leagues. We're going to call it practically the Flat Cap Inform Itch. And we're going to change up the title a bit. And Shamu's helped me a lot with that. As well. Shamu will be helping me now with the weekend watch list because I need someone to kind of talk to when I'm saying, this is why this team I've selected. This is why, I went for this game instead of this game. Shamu can help me with that. And so everybody, big up Shamu. He's an absolute legend of this army. He's an absolute legend of the Flat Cap army. And he will continue to help me over at that channel as well. But everybody, head on over to Flat Cap Euro Talk. If any of those videos that I just mentioned are of interest to you, really would appreciate you guys heading on over there, dropping a subscribe, as well as just watching any of the videos that we've done over there, especially the Kong and Lee video. I mean, Dave, I think it's on 1.4 K at the moment. It's just that thing just absolutely caught fire, and I really do appreciate all the love that I've received from a million of you, especially Para Miguel Escoberto, Sanuska. I mean, the list just goes on. Spurs 72, Andrew today, someone who dropped a very nice comment as well. Really appreciate all the support that I've received over there.
Legends. Well, guys, there it is here. The link is in the chat. Subscribe to this link if you want to see the scout reports. Most notable ones for you Spurs fans, Pape Matasar. I'm getting Jack to do one on Damsgaard, the player we're heavily linked with.
Yep.
So don't worry, guys. So you can be informed when these names are banded around again. Straight away, you can say yay or nay. But look, guys, I really appreciate every single one of you. Before we do end off, I want to see everyone spam the comments. Hashtag Jack Army, hashtag Philip Army. Get them in there. I want everyone to spam it. They deserve it. Great shift yesterday, guys. Really helped me out. Gave you guys the content so you could sit here and glow even more. You know what I mean?
Catman Jess, quickly. I forgot about Catman Jess, but continue, Dave. Also, Catman Jess. I knew I was forgetting someone that's also shown me so much love, but yeah, continue, David.
No, big up, Catman. But look, guys, honestly, I'm really enjoying these fan shows. It's so great to speak to you guys out there. Please do. Guys, get your channel memberships. Come on and have your say. I want to see more of your faces. And look, I want to say a massive thank you for all the super chats today. It really is greatly appreciated. You have no idea how much it really helps out the channel, guys. No idea how much it really helps out. there is something coming out next week, within the next week, guys, and we badly need your help with it. We'll explain more when we let you know exactly what it is, but we badly do need your help with it, and hopefully it'll help us in the long run. But guys, honestly, massive thank you to everybody who's tuned in, getting in the comments all the time. Absolute legends. People really enjoying the show. Everyone here with the Philip Army, the Jack Army, absolutely loving it. Jack Attack, what more do we want? Absolutely love it. Big up, everybody. Absolute legends. You're all too good. Thank you, everybody. Make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you smash that subscribe button. And for this international break, guys, make sure you enjoy the living crap out of it until Tottenham are back. Look, don't worry. Yeah, I hear a lot of you screaming. We want content over the international break, but don't worry, we will deliver. Just keep an eye on the channel. We'll have everything out over the next. We'll have a lot of videos and keep you guys entertained. That's for sure. But big up, everybody. Good night, and as always, come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.
Spurs.